Sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tagged machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be windy. Nothing high around 68. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a continued breeze, low around 46. Tomorrow, we'll see plentiful sunshine, a continued breeze, nothing high near 61. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And electrical.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it. It is Old School on a beautiful Monday in the capital city, minus the fact that got some questions about Nebraska football. Austin Norman here, Husker Hall of Famer, 8-year NFL vet Jay Foreman there. This is Old School, brought to the people by who, Jay Foreman?
The Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 84th and Andermatt slash Old Cheney, 168th and Maple up there in the O.
Jay, we know that you like to grill. Apparently, the Nebraska media does too sometimes. Matt Rule was getting grilled like a fine Mercado steak today at his press conference.
So they was asking him questions?
That's what was going on. That's what was going on. Lot to answer, lots to address from the head coach. Let's just play some cuts. What did he have to say? We'll react in between them. Let's just start out with, what did Matt Rule have to say first? His opening statement before he took any questions. Here's the Nebraska head coach.
I appreciate you guys being here. Really bad loss on Friday night. Not much else to say about it. 7-6 at the half and got outplayed in the second half. So it starts with me. We preach ownership, and I did not have the team prepared to be the more physical team. Credit to Minnesota. They were the more physical team, and they made the plays you have to make to win the game, and I have a lot of respect for that. So fortunately for us, we have another opportunity this week versus a really hot Northwestern team that plays very much the same way. Excellent defense. Can really run the football, dynamic wide out. So we'll have to show up much better than we did last Friday.
Okay. Coach speak, nothing crazy there. Let's talk about the energy. He was asked, did he see this coming? Was the energy off before the game? What did Matt Rule think? Here is what Matt Rule said when asked about his team's energy entering the game against Minnesota.
I think it would be a disservice to our team to say, oh, we had no energy. You know what I mean? I think it's like just a disservice. It takes the pressure off. Here's what I'll tell you exactly how I really feel, Mitch. They were excited to play. They were fired up. There was juice on the sidelines. There was energy. We came out early on, and it's just the football wasn't good enough. And I think once Minnesota started to assert their physicality, I don't know that we were ready for a fist fight. I think we thought it was going to be a little bit easier. That's sad to say, but that's why it falls on me. A lot of times get up here and say, this is my fault. I told the team the entire week that this was a tough physical team and this would be a battle. And I had even assistant coaches like, man, why do you keep crowning them? I'm tired of that, man. Like you better respect every team you play, especially when you're at Nebraska. Like people are getting excited for you. So I'm not letting us off the hook by saying, hey, we weren't, you know what I mean? Like that's just like they played better than us. Credit to them, credit to them.
Couple things in there. First of all, that was a big theme of Matt Rule's press conference. They played better than us. Credit to them. The football just wasn't good enough. But Jay, it's that part in the middle. This part right here. I can play it. Where'd the button go? There we go.
Minnesota started to assert their physicality. I don't know that we were ready for a fist fight. I think we thought it was going to be a little bit easier. That's sad to say, but
what else do you expect? I don't care if you're the youngest team in the Big Ten. You've heard about how Minnesota plays. And sure, it's one thing to hear about it. It's one thing to experience it for yourself. But holy cow, you didn't expect Minnesota to come out and try to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. Darius Taylor or no Darius Taylor, it didn't matter. Yeah. What else could you have possibly expected if you're a player or an assistant coach?
It's Minnesota they haven't changed who they are. I mean, they've kind of obviously done a little here and there when they had those dynamic wide receivers, but it's definitely, they've been a physical, run team. And, you should always expect the best version of whatever team that you're playing. Now, whether you want to think in your mind because you're Nebraska, or you want to think like a true competitor that you want their best shot or something else. But at the end of the day, when you show up, and this is the Big Ten, you got to expect the best from them, no matter what. And, however they didn't think that, and I'll be honest. I know we got text here, I have no problem saying it. Minnesota's garbage. All right, straight up. At least from what I watched 3 games, watched them look slow, inept compared to what they were, and compared to what Nebraska, should have been able to do, compared to what,
or at least could have been able to
do, and should have, could have, whatever, right? And saw Purdue run up and down the field. Purdue passed whenever they wanted to. Essentially, Purdue threw a pick six, which was a great play on theirs, on Minnesota's part, and one unlucky interception that was a great play. Besides that, Purdue walked the dog on them. So, and where Nebraska was and what they could have done, they could have, did whatever. And I think there comes a time when you give people more energy, the more you let them hang around. And if you need a coach to get you hyped to play whether you want to call it a gladiator sport, a collision sport, whatever it is, your man's hood is on the line. So at some point in time, you got to decide, this dude's not going to keep kicking my ass. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to, we did the post game show. Is it 3-3-5, 4-3? Stop making excuses. You just, and it happens. You get your butt kicked sometimes. You whether it's you were outmatched like Houston Christian was against us, right? Or you didn't show up ready to play, or you didn't show up for a 4-quarter fight, and that's one. And sure, as the head coach, he's got to do that. He's got to stand up and take accountability for it, and that's commendable. But in that locker room, them dudes that are your leaders, you better start. You better start tightening up, and then also developing some thick skin. And here's what I mean by thick skin: the conversations in between you guys cannot no longer be peaches and cream. And stop thinking anytime that you hear something that you don't like, that somebody's hating on you and it's too much pressure. Nobody wants to hear that anymore. And the main reason is because you guys get paid. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's what, when we played and guys first of all, when the guys before me played, they didn't get paid. I didn't get paid. Guys after me didn't get paid. Heck, House of Spears didn't get paid. Jason Peter didn't get paid. Tommy Fraser didn't get paid. You guys are able to reap the benefits of what you guys are right now. So there's obligations that come with it. So there is some sort of standard. Now, I know you guys aren't unionized and you aren't an employee, but you're getting some sort of payment in some form or fashion. So you didn't live up to the standard, more importantly, and the expectations of the fans, and you have to accept it. The good thing is for this team, which, again, you came into the season set up with a very favorable schedule. Easy by the Big Ten standards. Easy in comparison to what Nebraska's had to face when you played teams, who you were playing, who they had, who we had. This is even before Coach Rule got here. So you finally okay, you got a break. So that's why it's a maturity year. Okay, you let yourself down. But very rarely in sports are you able to get right against the same kind of kryptonite the week before. Because sometimes.
But this time it's at home with an extra day.
With an extra day. So, again, sets up for success. Because the way Nebraska is kind of like it's been sometimes. So say you lost to Minnesota and then you would play like a Northwestern team that was more pass happy, or a Purdue team, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to face a team that's hot, that's coming in with the blueprint or a game plan that they went to Penn State and got a coach fired. Now, that's not where Coach Rule is at, but you got to think, we went into the serious Lions den against a desperate Penn State team and walked the dog on them.
Mm-hmm.
Then we validated it against an upstart Purdue team, right? A Purdue team that's playing above everybody's expectations and trying to week in and week out hit a standard, because they're better than what their record says, and they're competitive. So now they feel like they're coming in a little bit more battle tested.
Mm-hmm.
So now, now you can't listen. Okay, you fell on your face up there in Minneapolis. Okay, it happened. You can't change it. Only thing you can do, if you want to apologize for it, what's the best apology? Change the action. How do you change the action? Get immediately back to work, and then continue to work. Then also look into and magnify some of the things maybe you didn't do individually or collectively as a team, whether it's leadership wise or something like that, mindset wise, and actively go out and fix it. And sure, can you come up with a better game plan? Sure. Yeah. Okay, fine. That's fine. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you think like I'm gonna go off on a tangent. You think every answer out there for people is to fire coaches when you're getting coached? Like, there's no blocking scheme saying don't block anybody. There's no there's no defensive scheme saying miss tackles. You just got to play better. Intention is real.
Guess what? Nebraska's defensive coordinator said that 2 weeks ago.
Well, the intention, this is what people don't understand. The intent. Like, I've played bad games before. I've gotten my ass kicked before. Straight up. There's a reason why it's personal with Eddie George. It is.
He stole Tommy's Heisman.
He stole Tommy's Heisman. He big-timed me when we were at the same agencies. Same agency. Now, granted, I was a rookie, so he rookied me a little bit. But then it was
on top of.
But then that was the personal challenge that I wanted. And he got me in Nashville. All right. He got me. All right. Now, it wasn't like he ran me over. It was like I was just in a vulnerable position. So I had to take it on the chin. But I took it personal. But the intent of showing up every game to play well has got to be there. And so that's getting your mind right, getting ready. And sometimes you do start slow. When we won in 95, there's games we didn't play good. Look, we got taken to the overtime with Missouri. We were better, like, person-to-person team. They played above. We were able to answer the bell. We were able to win. So nobody's absolved from not hitting the line running. You're not absolved by being in the lion's den and not showing.
And not trying to fight your way out.
Actively.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a learning lesson. It's a young team, inexperienced playing with each other. We were at an advantage because we went through the grind together for years. These guys are, kind of like, 60% of the guys are here, and you always kind of, plate pieces. But you're at this point in the season, the ultimate goal and the only thing that really matters is the W. So now they just need to get a W at 11 o'clock Saturday.
That is indeed on the docket for Nebraska, who heard from Matt Rule. He talked about that exact same thing, the comeback mentality for Nebraska. What does this week look like? Here's Husker head coach Matt Rule.
Yeah, well, I mean, good teams don't lose 2 in a row. Good teams, when they lose, they get mad and they fight back. And what you're seeing in college football right now is teams losing 4 in a row. Because when they lose, like, oh, well, the season's over. It's just kind of the new world we're in. I better get ready for next year in the port. And we don't have those kind of guys. And so, last year, our guys after Indiana, they were embarrassed. They were pissed off. And more importantly, they reduced the Ohio State game down to like me versus him, right? And that's coming out of Michigan. We went Michigan State. It was like the guys had that mentality. In Maryland, they had that mentality. And, unfortunately, the creeping in of, that's why I don't like just saying like just the sacks. Like that, the game wasn't lost just because of the sacks. It was a 98-yard drive. It was just everything. So it's like everyone now, in my opinion, has to do what we did last year and reduce it down to like, I've got to show up and play. And so we're coming home. We're playing at home versus a good team. I sure hope we show up like we showed up at Ohio State, but just make more plays than we did against them.
Then he also talked about that exact same thing, having another chance, right? No carryover from Minnesota will happen unless Nebraska allows it to happen. Here's Matt Rule.
But it doesn't carry over to this week unless we let it. And so our team, all those guys you're talking about, they have every opportunity to come back this week. So to kind of go to Mitch's point, I'm not mad at the guys. I'm mad at myself and the coaches. You know what I mean? I blame us. So, and when I say I told them, it doesn't matter what you tell them if they don't listen, right? I couldn't convince the coaching staff what that game was going to be like. I knew what PJ Fleck and Minnesota would be like on a Friday night, and I couldn't convince the team. So now they know. But that's not me saying I told them they didn't do it. It's me saying I didn't get it done. I'm saying, like, that's my job. Like, that's my job, to get the team ready to play, and they were not ready for that battle, especially in the second half.
Especially in the second half. It's 7-6. Nebraska has the ball.
Mm.
You get shut out in the second half. You barely cross midfield in the second half. To your point, some of it's play calling, a lot of it's execution, and a lot of it's on the players. Yeah. But just from those quotes, Jay, before we get into more from Matt Rule in our next segment, how do you think he handled it? Did he do a good job of taking blame? Did you sense any deflection where it's on everyone else? Did you like the accountability message? How do you think Nebraska's head coach responded in front of the media today?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to look. He took the, he was up there. He took the arrows. He said, "Hey, it's on me." And yeah, I mean, he's 100% right. Look, I can only tell you and implore you so much, right? That's a hard thing about coaching. It's the PJ Fleck Minnesota Open. Now, if whether it's Matt Rule saying it or Jay Foreman going there and say, if you just don't listen, and I'm man enough, he'll take the responsibility for it, but you hear a lot of it and listen. And then when you get in there, you're like, oh, we in it. Well, if you don't have that
dog,
whatever you want to call it, then you just kind of sit there and you kind of like cower, and then it can kind of go downhill. Sure, they missed a holding call on the big explosive wide receiver screen. Sure, it's questionable whether Pritchett gets it, and I think you striking him in the head, literally like right where this chair is, probably just like he had to call it, because that ref, when he goes into gets graded, he gets the check in the box, a good boy, good call.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate, Rocco got hurt, but then that's where guys got to step up, and this is a team game. And when he talked about the sacks, are you talking about the lack of tackling? Or let's just look at the sacks, because the sacks and the tackling are the two like eyesores for the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sacks is the offensive stat. It is.
Notice people, he didn't say offensive line stat. He said offensive stat.
It's on the running backs, quarterbacks, receivers, and offensive line. Sure, the direct access ones you can pinpoint that. 3-step drops and you ain't creating separation. That's not on the line. That's on the quarter. It's on you. You got to get open. Now, sure. Can you? I'm sure you can go back and say, okay, I could have called this. I could have called that. Every play that's called, offensively or defensively, there's a way to walk away from that play with a positive result. Because you're not okay. Coach Butler, I don't know Coach Butler. I know like how he coaches, right? I mean, I just know him as a coach. I don't know him personally. Like we haven't like drank beers or anything like that. But I know enough of him as a coordinator just from watching him. There's no call in his playbook that's like, okay, if they run this play, it's automatic 7 points. Or I'm going to call this defense because it's only going to give up 20 yards.
Right.
Or I'm going to call this defense. You know what? This is our
6 yards to carry.
This is our 3 tackle or their 4 tackle or 4 missed tackle defense. I mean, that's why I always look at like where people are like, oh, we got to fire the coach. Okay, let's just play devil's advocate. What do you think is going to happen in the middle of the season? You think you're going to come in, change the blocking schemes, and then all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman Emmitt Smith is going to be there and then problem solve? That's how you get in this position. Guys need to step up and take accountability for it. True accountability. I don't need you to say anything no more. All right? You know what I'm saying? And then me saying this does not mean that I'm mad at you. I'm just saying I don't need to hear anything. I just need to see you to do it, because you got a great opportunity to get back 1-0 and then line it up again and then erase all that. But you got to put in the work, though.
Well, what Husker fans are going to say, and I'm sure we have this on our text line. I'll get over there here.
They on there.
Hey,
what's up, Eric?
Yep.
Look
No,
at
we got
Eric.
it. We got it here from Hunter. I knew it was coming. Well, it worked for UCLA.
What worked for UCLA?
Mid-season changes.
Oh, so you want to fire the coach?
Whether it's the head coach, the coordinators, whoever you want to fire.
Okay.
Just because it worked somewhere else does not mean it'll work at Nebraska. It does not mean it's not a worthy conversation. Yeah. But you and I have had this conversation about other coaches in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Is it really going to help in the middle of the year? Or can you just do a better job in the offseason of identifying what you need to fix and making the move then?
Yeah. I mean, not every situation is created equal. I'd like to think, all right, when you take all the NIL out of it, all the social media impressions and all that you got a little bit, that you got a little bit of vinegar in you're you know what, right? Mm-hmm. That means if I challenge you, if I come up and I challenge you man to man, that you're going to be able to go to another level. I'd like to think you had that. I don't care if you first, second, or third team, because I'm going to tell you this. This is where it gets a little real dicey, right? Or not real dicey, but this is where I would nicely challenge guys. Okay, I've been in those positions where I'm playing, and I'm sure dudes behind me think you thought you could do it. Well, let me see you do it then. It's easy to sit over there saying, I can do that. Okay, well, now you got your chance, right? Straight up. There's guys that probably thought like, okay, the rotation of the offensive line, you got preferential treatment or whatever it is. I know it's not because of the, I know Donnie is not like, but there's guys that are saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till I get my chance. I've been that guy. I remember sitting up there in the stands thinking redshirt. I think, I was like, I think I can go do that. But then you got to go do it, though.
Well, then you said you had your conversations with Troy Dumas and Ed Stewart, and you're like, oh, maybe I got to learn something.
Yeah, maybe I got to learn something. Maybe I got to invest in the weight room. Maybe I got to answer the challenge in practice. Maybe I got to work extra on my tackle. If you're struggling tackling, and I've been there. I've struggled at times getting off blocks. I've struggled at times, tackling. Struggled at times of being a better tackler. Meaning, here's the difference, right? So a lot of times that when you first start getting out there, you hit and then kind of your legs go dead and you're just waiting for the cavalry to get there. Then you become a striker. That's a whole different ball game. That means I'm trying to meet you head up and we're going to see where you're at. And I'm trying to knock your head off. And you can do it in this game time. So you got it. There's always additions to what you're doing. And so, sure. Can we come up with better schemes? Sure. All right. We can. Everybody can. I'm sure the coaches are okay. I can coach better, right? That's fine. Okay, but I can guarantee you when I turn on that tape, I know the dudes out there putting on them uniforms can play a lot better. And I'm saying it, and this isn't coming down. I'm coming down on them, but it's like if I was sitting in the locker room, I'd say the same thing. I played bad before.
But what did you do about it?
I've had my back. Listen, I told the story of when Miles Aldridge came up to me. Is like do this or else. Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting paid. Heck, them dudes over there was making more than I was making then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had a little scrubby apartment in West Seneca, New York. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful West Seneca.
Yeah. Beautiful. Right. For like 2 weeks of the year. I was trying to make sure I can get a couple bushels of crab brought to me on crab, or crabs from Washington, D.C. on my bye week. So I've been in that position before. This is where you'll see where guys are made of. Are you going to answer the bell or are you going to turn your ringer off?
That's what I was going to bring up with our text from Brad here. I refuse to believe that every single lineman Nebraska has recruited is hot garbage. At some point, it's coaching. It's both. It's everyone. Matt Rule told you as much here today. But this is what I brought up with you on postgame, Jay, and I think it's worth repeating. Either Nebraska has what it takes to answer the bell physically and mentally, or they don't. Those are the two options. Yeah, either the players have it in themselves, say, yeah, I'm a better player than this. I'm going to take it personal in a good way and play better. Or they're going to take it personal and, oh, why are they coming for me? I'm doing the best I can and go into a shell. And then same thing as the coaches. Either you have the answer in terms of the motivation or the personal touch to bring it out of your players, or you don't, and you're not part of the solution. We'll get to a couple other texts here, like 1171. You have something interesting to say we'll get to, and then Old Dad 34 as well.
Eric, man, give brother a break.
What is Eric doing again?
That's my dude, man.
Oh, man.
You never know where
you
don't know where your enemies are except for when your friends are near.
Including Eric.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to break here. More from Matt Rule regarding the coaching staff, specifically his coordinators. What did Matt Rule have to say on that front? He took some arrows. He might have fired some, too. All that ahead on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be windy. Some high around 68. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a continued breeze, low around 46. Tomorrow, we'll see plentiful sunshine, a continued breeze, and high near 61. The meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tag machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, Call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman on Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Got a lot of good stuff here on our YouTube stream as well as on our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. Okay, let's just get right into it here with the text. So 1171, how in the HELL double hockey sticks do you need to convince your coaches about Minnesota? That's terrible. And then Old Dad 34, was it being outcoached? Because it sounded like it with Matt Rule's comments today. More from Matt Rule. Jay, you want to start on offense? You want to start on defense? What do you want to do?
Man, I don't know.
Offense or defense? What do you want to do?
Let's go defense. I like defense first.
All right. Here's Matt Rule. This is just part of a longer answer he gave regarding a couple of young defensive linemen, Keona Davis and Williams Nwarni. In the middle of the answer, pulled this part. I think it was pretty informative.
The thing that we're not doing, though, is, you can defend on defense. I'd like our defense to wreak havoc, to get sacks and force fumbles and all these things. And I don't think we called the game that way. I think we were very vanilla in the way we called the game. And as a result, they got in rhythm. And guys had a chance to make, the guy runs a shallow cross into, we fooled him into cover 2 and runs a shallow cross. The guy should be just, smacked. Obviously we never want somebody to get hurt. We run up, we dive at the ankles, the guy gets a first down. So it's like, it's just a little bit of everybody. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of.
How about that? We didn't call the game that way. I thought it was pretty vanilla. And as a result, we let them get into a rhythm. Matt Rule took plenty of arrows. But man, Jay, that was a shot at a defensive coordinator in John Butler, who said on Tuesday, I was there in the room. When did Nebraska start playing better defensively against Maryland? When they went to what John Butler said, the effort mentality. How do you go from Tuesday saying this defense plays better when it's leaning forward, when it's on its toes instead of its heels, when it's being aggressive, and call a vanilla game?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there. I just kind of felt like they played with better energy, more physicality. But if they were more aggressive, then
But doesn't the aggression and the mindset, can't that be downstream of calling plays that get your guys in motion?
Sometimes. Now you can call, like, I always go back to like Wade Phillips when we were struggling with some stuff, or Ted Cottrell. Actually, it wasn't Wade, when we were struggling with some stuff, and we were number 1 defense in the league, and number 3 and 6 after that. But say we were struggling with something. Well, you're gonna saw one dog. We're just letting the dogs loose. So there's so we're taking any excuses out of it. Bruce Smith, Sam Rogers, Marcellus Wiley, Ted Washington, just go hunt. Mm-hmm. And then everybody else got to fend for themselves. So that you can get guys into it that
because
way.
There's no excuse to not make every play call the leaning forward on your toes aggressive as a player, right? It's on whatever the coach calls. You got to go downhill, attacking mindset, all that stuff. And I understand that. But as a coach, you notice your guys are playing back on their heels. You notice, like Matt Rule said, okay, maybe they didn't cower, but they didn't swing back. At some point, if you're a coach and you see that's the case, call something that makes them swing. Like you said, saw one dog.
Yeah, yeah, you could do that, but then can you live by that? You could die by it for sure. Now, yes, I do.
See, that's the exact point. If you're going to be an aggressive defense, essentially it's the Wink Martindale.
But you got to be calculated, though. You do that. You just acting like.
But calculated is playing the odds, and the odds is that no risk it, no biscuit. But if this defense plays better that way,
you ain't need that against them.
Clearly, you needed something different.
No, what you need to do is show up ready to play,
and they didn't.
Okay, well then that's a personal problem. That's sure. The coaches are going to take some heat because you're a coach, and that's your job. So if I coach linebackers and Austin Orman, Nick Sainert, and Jake Bakoven are not playing well, right?
That'd be a first.
That's on me because I'm your coach. So I have to try to do something I should have done something or the opposite of what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure, he could have been more aggressive in the play calls. I don't know their playbook. Sure, they could have. You could have probably maybe called some run blitzes, right? You could have called like I'll give you another example. Greg Williams, when he wanted to get busy, it was spike 40 or 50 gut. We X stunting in the middle and we're gonna make plays. Now that was our go-to when you wanted to kind of get us going or a big time play, and it worked like magic. But you have to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can call a run blitz and I go up in there tiptoeing,
but if I don't do it with conviction,
then it don't matter.
I agree.
Right. Then if you did that all game, you're like, well, why didn't you just play this or whatever? So yes, Coach Rule is 100% right. But then look, here's what they said though. Okay, you fooled him in the cover 2, dude diving at the ankles. Okay, you missed the tackle.
That's choice.
I mean, it's sure. I mean, listen, all I know is like just reading off of this text. Listen, it's 50 degrees out and a little brisk wind, so fall is here.
It's football weather.
Oh yeah, the heat. Hey, it's full 1,000 degrees. Hey man, hey. I understand it, man. I've been there. I mean, it's tough.
Let's get to what Matt Rule said about the offensive play calling, because I don't want to linger on that point. I have a bigger point. I just want to hear what Matt Rule had to say first. So here's Matt Rule on what he wants to see from Dana Holgorsen on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I trust Dana with my life. We got to get the quarterback to get the ball out. And I'm not saying he's holding the ball. I'm saying we have to give him plays where we were covered a lot of times in the game. Like they matched our routes and there was like nowhere to go with the ball. So like, that's why like, it's, I'm in no way defending anyone. I'm just trying to make sure our team here is like, it was everything. And that's why it's not good enough, right? Like we were covered. Then when we did get behind them, we didn't make the play. And then, they blitzed the back. And then, when we played man and they beat us on shallow crosses, then it's like, oh shoot, we can't, we got to play some more zone. We're supposed to cover the guys and we didn't cover at a high level. So we didn't pressure a ton. They pressured us and we didn't hurt them with it. So then all of a sudden you're like, all right, let's pressure these guys. And so it's just complimentary football. It's a little bit of everything. So I think Dana has to go back with his staff and they have to figure out how we can run the football. I mean, football never change. All I talk to the team about is don't beat ourselves with penalties and missed assignments. Win the turnover battle. We didn't lose it, but we didn't win it. Run the ball, stop the run, protect and affect the quarterback, win the situations. We're not scoring touchdowns in the red zone. We're not winning third down. It was bad all around. So, I think that, I think the biggest thing is, hey, what can we do? Not, hey, this play's really good versus this coverage versus the guy. Like, what can we do? And let's do that. And, get Pritchett back, that'll help, Rocco playing will help. No disrespect to the guys that went in, those guys, obviously your starter for a reason. So losing 2 starters was tough. And then I think to Sean's point, I'd like to see us run the football a little bit more because, Emmett's playing really well.
Okay. A lot in there, I think, from Matt Rule's answer about what he wants to see from Dana Holgorsen. There's a lot of ways to go with this, Jay. I think first and foremost, though, the angle that I take away from this is it just sounds like Nebraska's head coach is not philosophically aligned with 2 out of his 3 coordinators.
And who would that be?
Butler and Holgorsen. Think about what he said about Butler. The game plan was vanilla. We want to be a defense that wreaks havoc. Think about what we heard about John Butler's play calling, his mindset from Coach Rule and John Butler. Yeah. Aggressive. Again, I'm not in the meetings. Right. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But at some point, either that's the truth, that you're going to be aggressive and it's not showing on the field, or you said that just to say it and you misled people. And then on offense, right? Maybe there's some philosophical differences there between Matt Rule and Dana Holgorsen, and that's fine. But be honest with yourself about it. If Matt Rule wants to be an aggressive defense and Matt Rule wants to run the ball on offense, he needs to make that clear beyond a shadow of a doubt to his coordinators. Plain and simple. So either he hasn't conveyed that message, or he hired, say Dana Holgorsen to be the fix-it guy. He thought he could jump the line, shortcut it. Oh yeah, Dana will be fine. He's a career play caller. He'll figure it out. And this is where I go back to one of those texts from the text line. I think it was 1171. Yeah. How the heck do you need to convince your coaches about Minnesota? That's terrible. It is an excuse, first and foremost, but also a reason that Dana Holgorsen has not called plays against Minnesota and John Butler has not called plays against Minnesota. That does not absolve them of any wrongdoing. It does not give them any extra credit for right doing. Yeah. Play calls matter, but they're not everything. It's on the players to make them right. Coulda, woulda, shoulda versus Minnesota is out the window. The proof will come. Okay, how do you respond to this at home against Northwestern? How do you take the show on the road against Penn State and Iowa? Teams that are going to want to test, as you would say, your manhood in the exact same way. But then it comes back to coaching your coaches. If you're Matt Rule, and that's what you want to be, you want to coach your coaches. Yes, it's essentially your first calendar year with Dana Holgorsen is coming to a close. John Butler's been on staff for a year and a half now, but it's his first, still within a year of being named defensive coordinator. So sure, it's a reason that these guys are new. They hadn't seen Minnesota like that before. And so I can give them a little bit of a pass. But this is where if Matt Rule wants to have that identity as a program, it's in year 3. You should have some semblance of what your identity is as a program on offense and defense. Nebraska's gone between 2 offensive coordinators, very different stylistically, which is fine if you have your identity in place, if you hire guys that do what you want to do. I don't know what went into the hiring process. Again, I still understand the hires for Matt Rule. I still like the Dana Holgorsen hire. But at some point, if you're Matt Rule, you're going to have to put your foot down and say, this is what I want my program to be. Either I hire the flashy guy and I trust him with my life and I live with the results, or I don't hire the flashy guy, I hire the fit guy that is more philosophically aligned with what I want to do. And if that's run the ball, if that's control the clock, and that's make the throws I need to make, not the throws I want to make, then sure, maybe you look like a Minnesota type of offense, a Michigan type of offense from previous years. We're halfway through year 3 for Matt Rule. What's the clear identity? There isn't one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some truth to it. I think more or less they probably ain't aligned. They ain't aligned last game. I mean, I don't think he would have hired him if it was like totally in, outer space and they're going rogue or anything like that. I think as the game went on and maybe they just didn't stick to the game plan or what he viewed as a physical type of game and mentality type of game defensively or whatever. But this is the Big Ten. It's starting to get cold. Possessions are paramount. You're not going to fool anybody. You're not going to kind of new offense anybody. Offenses haven't changed in forever, even though they have really long play calls and all the hand signals and all that. So you're going to have to line up and beat people. Now you always got to take what the defense gives you. If you feel like you're a little bit of a deficit across the lines, then you got to, kind of maneuver around that. But then also guys that, look, you're on scholarship, you're getting NIL money, you got to play too. Sure. You could match the stuff to, you can really dictate the game of controlling the game outside the play calls. You could say, okay, we want to get in and out of the huddle a little bit longer. We want to be a little bit later in the play clock. Okay. That can kind of like steady the waters, or you can up the pace, but run the same place. There's a lot of nuances that go into the game, outside of the play calls, but sure. I guess the only thing I would say is, they gave up 250 yards rushing against Purdue, and the first 3 plays were pass plays. That's probably the only gripe I have. I'm sure.
Well, then you hit a big run and you go 3 straight passes. But I think my point is not even in the micro of one game against Minnesota, which is obviously what we're talking about because the aftermath was just a couple days ago. It's the game at hand, and I get why we're talking about it. But we do this for every offensive coordinator and every team of all time. Yeah. Every team's fans do that. They talk about the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. To your point, yeah, I could do that from over here. And that's not necessarily fair to those guys because I think there have been, generally speaking, across the board, more positives than negatives from both Dana Holgorsen and John Butler.
For sure.
This is a big picture Matt Rule question. Who do you truly want to be, and where are you acting like that? Because if you want to be the run the ball control guy, Dana Holgersen's not the hire. You can be your wide receivers coach. He can be, help you with the game plan and whatnot, but you know what you're going to get from him. Dana Holgorsen is not a guy that you're going to teach new tricks at this point in his career, and that's fine. Marcus Satterfield was more philosophically aligned with what Matt Rule wanted to be as an offense. Didn't work. Results weren't good. You're getting more results out of Dana for the most part. I just hope Matt Rule is being honest with himself about what he wants his football program to be, and that he's being honest with the fans. Because at some point, when the talk about what you want to be doesn't match up with what fans see on the field, 38 called passes against 16 runs, Matt Rule's got to answer for that at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that, but then I think also what he wants you to be more than anything is to execute. He wants you to be tough. He wants you, and tough isn't just going out there and like doing it in the first quarter. He wants you to be tough all 4 quarters. Now, granted, you could set up practice where you technically work hard, but is your effort and intentions there? That's a self like problem. That's a Jay Foreman problem. Or issue. I got to do that. The coaches can only do so much, and so yeah, I mean, sure, could they have ran more? Sure, but could we got open better? Sure. At the end of the day, you just got beat.
Mm-hmm. And it happens, and you got to own it, and you got to move on to Northwestern.
But what people don't understand, everybody's having a reaction right now because you lost to Minnesota. This is a byproduct of kind of like some things that you needed to probably tighten up. Michigan State, Maryland, but you won.
So you didn't.
Right. See, what people don't understand about winning is what people are most afraid of in this day and time, whether it's these Generation Z's.
What's
the next one's going to be? Double Z? You know what they're really afraid of?
Generation
you
ZZ
know what people are really afraid of? It's the process. Because the process dictates the outcome most of the time.
Well, they're scared of not knowing the result, right?
Right.
Like you say about
conditional.
football. Yeah.
Everything they want to do is conditional. Well, football ain't it's not conditional.
No.
The process is what leads to the results. Now, it won't be lead to the results all the time, but it will lead to the results, majority of the time at a higher position.
More likely to.
But it will lead to those results. But the process is hard, though.
Always has been, always will be.
And it's harder than the games because your challenge beyond that you ever could get there. And it comes with a lot of doubt.
Yeah.
But that what you get past that doubt, you add it to that belief, and that belief is what you get off that plane for is believe. Listen, in my mind, you shall not kick my ass
like that
on break on
ever
one,
again.
Ready break.
Ready break indeed.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back. Putting the ball on hour one of old school. Plenty more to get to from Nebraska football's loss to Minnesota and upcoming game against Northwestern. Jay, I do want to get to this here really quickly. We won't have much time to talk NBA opening day just around the corner on Wednesday. Houston released its starting lineup.
Dude.
They're going to run out there against Oklahoma City. What if I told you Kevin Durant is playing shooting guard?
Yeah. Dude, they all like 6'10" and above.
Amen Thompson at point, Kevin Durant at the 2, Jabari Smith Jr. at the 3, Alpi Sengun at the 4, and Steven Adams at the 5.
Yo, you talking about when they run like a 2-3 zone or matchup zone, there is no space in there.
Fingertip to fingertip, they get to the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's if everything goes right, it's going to be one of the most productive trades in Houston Rockets history, but it'll come to fruition
They just extended KD for 2 and 9.
Yeah, and he signed it, and it was a cap friendly deal or a team friendly deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, this is my last 2 years. I'm gonna do what's right. And then you think about when they got Barkley and they had Pippen and all that, extremely talented teams, and Pippen had won championships, but they didn't have that continuity. I think Kevin Durant, with was it MA, right?
I think so.
Yeah, with the head coach MA, and then with the young team, and with Van Fleet, even though he's hurt, you're still going to be able to have him around. I think it's actually one of the few things that Houston did really well as far as their basketball team. You got rid of Green and you bring in Kevin Durant. More importantly, you got continuity there and you got championship type of mentality. You have Steven Adams, who's an enforcer, had a really good year last year. Sengun, that's emerging. So you got two guys. Steven Adams can kind of really help him. Then you got Kevin Durant with Jabari Smith, who's got to learn how to play more like Kevin Durant.
Right.
And then you got Thompson that can be a problem at the point, especially with his defensive prowess. And they have guys coming off the bench. The Rockets are back.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating team this
year. Yeah. And Kevin Durant fits that team, and now they just got to go out there and play. And they've leveled up. You got to think.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Brooks is gone, so kind of like the stupid antics are gone. Now they're really trying to get into, they remind me of is a probably more explosive offensive Detroit Pistons of this year.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cunningham, and then they have other Thompson. They got some darts and they dart or whatever. Now, obviously, Rockets are way more skilled, but I'm talking about that rough and tough and the same type of coach though too.
Right.
Right. No BS, all business. And a young team.
What is Houston's head coach's name?
Is Ime, isn't he?
Ime
Mbuka. Isn't it?
Udoka.
It don't matter.
Every time you'd be killing it. So, I just want to see if you'd kill it.
The only reason I got it because he tried to square up on LeBron James, man. You gonna get folded up like a fourth grade love letter, man. You better sit down somewhere. What's his name? Ime what?
Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka. I got you, man. Because I need some tickets.
Nailed it. Hey, there you go.
Lou ain't hit me back, but you're going to get me some tickets.
We're talking Nebraska basketball to lead off next hour because I think there's a tie-in to Nebraska football. That's how we'll start off the 4 o'clock hour.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Prepare for the Maximum Fun Tour. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Pinnacle Bank Arena. Friday, October 31st. Special guests, The Wonder Years and Dinosaur Pileup. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The Maximum Fun Tour. A day to remember. Yellow Card.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be windy. So afternoon high around 68. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a continued breeze, low around 46. And tomorrow, we'll see plentiful sunshine and a continued breeze. Afternoon high near 61. Meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikiak, today at 402-474-1173.
Bonsall Pool and Spa's annual Spooktacular sale is here. Now through November 1st, get an extra $1,000 off hot tubs at an already low sale price and get $500 off the already low sale prices on infrared and traditional saunas. All hot tub water care products and accessories are also for sale for the Spooktacular sale, now through November 1st at Bonsall Pool and Spa at 33rd and Highway 2. Call for more info at 402-488-0148 or visit bonsallpool.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go. We're back to Old School. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you. Old School brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Special ingredients and butcher shop with 3 Lincoln locations and 1 in Omaha. Learn more at themercadobutcher.com. Dirty Tony and the boys going back and forth with you on our text line a little bit. We ended up at the end of the day, the players got to play. I agree. And I said that multiple times last hour. And I agree with everything you say on that front, Jay, because as much as it is on the coaches to put the players in the right position to succeed, guess what? Coaches aren't perfect either. So if you're a player, you said it before, it's your job to make the play call right. It's your job to do your job and then go play football. Yeah. And I think that goes one of two ways. Either Nebraska doesn't have the guys that can go do their job and make plays. Mm-hmm. But I think you and I have said multiple times on this show, it looks like Nebraska has upgraded its talent from the last handful of years. So if it's not that Nebraska doesn't have the talent, the players, the dudes to go make plays, does Nebraska have the guys with the edge, with the want to, with the ability to get into a street fight and come out on the other side bruised, bloody, battered, but ahead? Matt Rule said, and it looked from here, again, now that was in Minneapolis, now that was in the meetings, it looked from here like Nebraska didn't have a bunch of guys willing to get into that street fight. Matt Rule said, okay, yeah, they played hard, they didn't cower. But Nebraska didn't punch back. Where's the edge? Where's the dog? Where's the piss and vinegar? Maybe Nebraska has a guy or two like that on the team, but even Matt Rule called his players out to that effect today. I don't remember which cut it's in. I'm not going to spend the whole time searching for it, but it was something to the effect of, okay, now it's time to see if the leaders and the players in our locker room are who they say they are. You have another opportunity against Northwestern to be the players who go out and make plays. You got to prove it. You're lucky that you get another chance. You don't always. So if you are really that guy, pal, you got a chance at 11 a.m. on Saturday to show everyone that that was a learning lesson at Minnesota, and it's not going to happen again. There's a lot to prove for Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for him to right the wrong and validate everything that you've been saying and telling everybody for, better part of 9 months or however 8 months or whatever since January, and of course you got to have social media presence and all that stuff. But, you talk, you've talked at times glowingly about the players have talked about the difference this year and all that. Now you got to go out there and show it. And, whether you want to take it being embarrassed or you mad at people, which is the weirdest thing, mad at people for being mad that you didn't play well or felt like you let yourself down, let the state of Nebraska, whatever you fall at on the multitude of reasons, the only thing that you can do is go out there and prove yourself right. Now, that sounds good saying it on, what's today, Monday, right? Or whenever you hear from the players. But that will only come true from Sunday on, meaning, you got to watch that tape. You got to eat that coaching. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to sit in those seats and really, get puckered up when you didn't play well. You have to be disgusted with what are some of the things that you did. And sure, the coaches get up, hey, I should have done this, I should have done that, sure. And all that. That's great. They'll every coach say they could call better plays. Even when you have a good game, you think you could, call better plays. But then you got to go out there and execute in the way that you get. I don't even want to say tougher. It's just kind of like either you are, but you got to get, you got to, have that fight back. That's when you back the person. Really, to be honest with you, you challenge right now. And for a lot of these kids, probably it's the first time they ever been challenged. I'm just be brutally honest, right? It's the first time that you ever really had to deal with something that just didn't work out in your favor. Probably right. Since, no, granted, I'm not going into anybody's background, so I'm not going to do all that. I'm just talking about sports-wise. The first time that you've ever been truly challenged. Not for a spot on the team, but are you good enough or are you willing enough to show what you're capable of? This is probably the first time for a lot of them. You're being questioned. There is an excuse of how old you are in school. A lot of it's being questioned. And that's what comes with the territory. And sure, he's turning the heat up on some of the coaches, or just, he's mad at the coach, he's mad at himself, he's mad at her. Sure, you should be mad. And nobody's happy after a game like that. Because that wasn't representation of the team that he knows, that he probably sees or has saw for quite some time. And he has every right to be upset.
Mm-hmm. You know who did play well over the weekend, Jay?
Rink Mass.
Rink Mass played well. Nebraska picked 14th in the Big Ten. Takes down preseason AP number 8 BYU in a scrimmage. It was not perfect for Nebraska. They got down, I think, by 10 at one point was the largest. 23-13. They got up by 13 points with 10 and a half minutes to go at 76-63. The orange slices and adjustments at halftime worked for Nebraska, like a 26-9 run to open up the second half to take that 76-73 lead for the Huskers. And no, not perfect. Yes, scrimmage, everything in play. But Jay, this is where I want to tie Nebraska basketball into Nebraska football a little bit. Right or wrong, like it, love it, hate it, whatever you think about Nebraska men's basketball, they found an identity under Fred Hoiberg. They're running the same stuff. They have guys that can shoot. 16 of 34. I think they missed their last three. They were 16 of 31 at one point. But last year, if you tell me an opponent made 10 threes against Nebraska and Nebraska lost the rebounding battle, gave up 12 offensive rebounds, that team's not winning that game. This year, against a much more athletic team, Nebraska found ways still to create shots. Now, the issues are still the same. Free throws down the stretch, not great. Sam and Bearcay both missed front ends that would help Nebraska put it away. Nebraska had, I think, 3 different players with an open three. I think it was Sanford, Blue, and I forget who the other one was, with a chance to extend that lead to 2 or 3 possessions and really bury BYU with a couple minutes to go or with 4 minutes to go. They didn't do it. But Nebraska men's basketball knows who it is. This is not a game that I think was a quote-unquote comfortable game for Nebraska. They knew it wasn't going to be easy. BYU presented some challenges for Nebraska. Athletically, I mean, DeBonsa was really good. I thought Nebraska competed against him, even though his final line will end up looking pretty good. But Nebraska had the ultimate equalizers, you would say, in Rink Mast, which goes a long way. Nebraska also shot the cover off the ball, 16 of 34. Just like Nebraska football had some advantages over Minnesota, but because it didn't know who it was and it didn't know how to get to those advantages, it didn't look good. Nebraska men's basketball, on the other hand, knew who it was and knew how it could get to those advantages. And they were good enough at what Nebraska men's basketball needed to be good enough at to pull out a win in, yes, a scrimmage, in, yes, an exhibition. But this is going into year 4, I would say, with this identity under Fred Hoiberg. Nebraska football is still really in year 1 of this new look identity with this new look coaching staff. There's always going to be turnover. There's always going to be tweaks in the offseason. Back to what you were saying about the Minnesota team, right? When they had the receivers they put in the NFL, Tanner Morgan's career year to this year, or even, the Mo Ibrahim years, whatever that is, right? But Nebraska men's basketball has more of an identity right now than Nebraska football does. And I think part of that identity was on display against BYU in the win on Saturday.
Yeah, they played really well. And I know it's a scrimmage, and I guess the excuse is like they, if you win it, all right, we beat a legit team with the number 1 pick in the upcoming draft and all this, and a really good BYU team that's really attacked the portal. And same with Nebraska, but obviously they're able to get a guy that's going to go number 1 in the draft, and he was all that was that he was made out to be. Or you could be on the other side and say, okay, it was a scrimmage. We were just trying to get some run in, and good on Nebraska. We're still the highly ranked team. But the identity part is an interesting point, because I think right now, and this is where you have to be very careful to be in the moment and judging the whole picture in the moment. And I'm not making, first of all, I ain't never gonna make an excuse for the way Nebraska plays football.
Yeah.
All right. I could talk about facts, but you got to think, and this is commendable to Fred, and it's two different things. I remember this when he had the press conference, and I don't know if Trev was there. He presented a plan to Trev that was significantly different with adjustments to what he had did prior, which the prior team was essentially, I know from just coaching AAU, not on the level, it was like an AAU team, and there wasn't continuity. So he changed what his view of a Big Ten player was. More importantly, what a Nebraska basketball player was. And then you saw incremental growth. You saw more bang for your buck in the portal. You saw guys that could fit and the guys that weren't able to fit, whether it's like be patient, develop, all that. And you saw that on display, against BYU. When you're able to go into the portal and get in Price Sanford, that lets you know, I identified the best way to do it is know what you want, identify the talent, go get him, back out. Jamarcus Lawrence knows it, right? So you're good there. And he was able to kind of go do his thing and then come back home. And then also it lets you know the relationship is good. You got a Connor season before, and then obviously you're able to, get Kendall Blue, where you think eventually as the season goes on, he's going to really develop into something. You could just tell just because he's adjusting, they're coming along. So you have a plan for everybody. So there's no crossover. You get what I'm saying? And
it's clear. It's communicated. It's laid out.
But it's easier to execute because you can identify it.
And because you've done it before.
Yeah, but you also had to make a hard adjustment before. Right? A hard, like about face. So that's where he was. I don't think football has to do that, but I think also you have guys that are.
And to be clear, I'm not saying football has to do that, but then football has to get comfortable in what this identity is and find a way to get really good at that identity so that when they are presented with the fist fight that they might not want to get into, maybe that's never what they're going to want to be. Maybe they're never going to be the guy that goes and seeks out the dark alleys. But if that's going to be their personality, that doesn't mean they just get a pass every time they cross a dark alley. Sometimes you got to go down there because the mugger stole your wife's purse. You can't just let him get away with it. Sometimes you got to chase him down the alley.
But there's been times Nebraska basketball got out physical.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and it was just last year. Remember when Fred said, "I'm taking off the little workload things, we're going to get after it.
Yeah.
I guarantee them doors was locked and they was getting after it. So there is times that you have to challenge your team. He's able to do it. As far as identity goes, you know, like I said, it's like it's football. It is what it is, man. I mean, yeah, your identity, you can match it and get everybody locked in place. But then, okay, let's just say this. Say you get the perfect run pass coordinator, the perfect defensive coordinator. That ain't going to change my personality. That's like, you know what the equivalent of that to me is like a linebacker only saying, I can be productive in a 4-3 defense. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing I know.
Well,
That's
again,
the
it's
only
cupcake.
Well, but that's essentially pigeonhole yourself. I think the best teams are like chameleons, but they always have but I will say this, their foundation, even if they have to be like on the edges, is still physical, right? So here's what you have to understand. So if you watch like Tennessee, I watch Tennessee, right? I watch Bama. You know what the significant difference in Bama is? It's the little things, and they got way more physical out there on the edges, which then what allows their running back to get a little bit more which allows their quarterback to see things a lot clearer, right? So when you saw and also you want to look at Ole Miss, the uptick in them is sure they're always going to attack the portal, but there are guys out there really establishing some edges. So physicality and intent, scheme really don't matter. Because
it does not matter, but then are you recruiting to that? Are you recruiting to edge and guys that are not just willing to, but wanting to?
Listen, man, you go from the puppy on the porch with the big dogs to being out there in the yard, and it is a process. Now, what Nebraska did on Friday night was just it's a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson for a lot of them, and like I said, this is the first time for a lot of these kids. You got to think these guys have been anointed superstars since they've been 6th grade.
And that's why I don't want to be the one up here giving the players a pass. They got to play better, even though it was maybe their first time seeing it. But that's why I'm so fascinated by how Northwestern goes and how Iowa goes. Again, short week, Friday game after an East Coast road trip. Iowa comes in here. Nebraska has other chances to rectify this. I'm with you 100%. Yeah. You don't know 100% what you're getting in recruiting. You never have. No. You never will, right? Everyone's putting on the makeup, right, for recruiting, to look good, to present themselves. It's a job interview both ways. And I get that you'll never know. But at some point, either it's in you or it's not. You can bring it out of a guy or you can't bring it out of a guy. Am I wrong?
Hey, man, you be tickling me to death, man.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, man. But I'm just telling you, man. You trying to dissect something that's just look, man. The more confusing you make football, the harder it is. Listen, I've never showed up to a game not ready. Never. Have I always played good? No. All right.
But you've always been ready.
Always been ready. Probably what happened, and if you look at all that, you could talk about identity and you know what, man, they probably just got a little bit of humble pie. You've been feeling too sweet. You had too much dip on your chip. That's that's what it comes down to. You really thought you were sweet. And listen, I'm gonna get into it since we talked about basketball. I'm just gonna tell you a little something right here. Okay, the Minnesota Stars, led by yours truly, with my boy Dave Johnson, Robert Mestis from Valparaiso that played. Miami, Ohio. Excuse me. Khaled Alameen went on that team. We had some good dudes on that team. We had Bebop Walker that played at Tulsa. Myself, Akeem Carpenter, unfortunately passed away. Rest in peace. We went a road over to this tournament because we thought we're going to go over to, I think it was either Madison or Eau Claire and get our get back right before we go down to Chicago for it was like semi-national. Essentially, you got to play good there to go to national. Right? I don't know if we practice. Oh, we got this, right? We're going to go try our stuff. Well, we played against this team from Racine, Wisconsin. Listen, I'm still talking about it to this day, 32 years later. These dudes off the rip, alley-oop dunk, and I would never forget. We were making fun of him because he had mismatched jerseys. They didn't have any jerseys. And he got him off grill. I can't tell you exactly what he said. He's like, you went for it today. And ran us out of the gate in the championship game. It was over in the first 10 minutes. But our coach at the time had been telling us, don't ever step into an arena or a tournament not prepared. And that's a life lesson and learning experience. That's what they had to experience. Now, yes, you can't recruit to it. Can you bring it out of them? Sure. Can you wait for it to mature? But I think times like this will either let you know where exactly guys are. If you haven't, you'll see where this is probably, and listen, I would never want a loss like Minnesota to make the leadership fester, but you already lost. So the guys that are truly about their business or about this Nebraska over first and the team over me or whatever the slogans are, you'll see them this week, not by what they say, by what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see it on Saturday. Okay. Then they'll validate it again against USC. Then they'll triple down on it against UCLA. And then it won't change how they work in the bye week, right? That's where it's going to come to really see, okay, there's 2 weeks left. Can you not take the bite of the apple and go on some vacation because it's a little cool here in Nebraska?
Can you bring it with you to Happy Valley?
Then you go to Happy Valley. Then you got to have a real mentality. We're trying to ruin, I don't know if they have one more game like that at home, your senior day and your whole coaching process. And then we come home against a team that we felt like we let them off the hook, like Denny Green. So it's all like, now it's got to be more action and less talking.
Is it now or never? Or can Nebraska afford to kick the can down the road?
What do you mean?
As a program.
Hell no. You in the season. What the hell would you kick the can down the road? Oh, no. This is do or die. This is.
How confident are you this locker room will treat it like do or die?
It's on like Racine. No, I'm just playing. No, it's a.
Are you confident that Nebraska will treat it like do or die?
I'm going to take them at their word until shown different. Now, listen, I had egg on my face. Now, I'm going to tell you what you're really playing for since we got a couple minutes. All right? Now, after the Maryland game, a texter on the post-game show said Nebraska wasn't going to win another game. Correct? Well, you were here.
I was not here, but I saw the clip.
Yeah.
It was saved.
And I told him, Nebraska's going to win another game for sure. I was so confident in it that I said I would shave my head bald with the Bic. That means like straight up bald.
You put your luscious locks on the line.
So you playing for something bigger than yourself, buddy. So the pressure's on. Officially, I'm putting the pressure on them.
And on top of that, the redemption of the Steve Stevens money management program.
Yeah, because I still, look, man, the game is still played. I'm not in any control, but I would have never thought that Nebraska was going to lose like that.
They shouldn't have.
But
they did.
Yeah, and it's over. The game's over. The loss isn't over.
The season isn't over.
But the only way you flush it out of your system is by not ignoring it, but obviously remedy it. And they got to do it. And Nebraska basketball did that, man.
Mm-hmm.
They surprised some people, even though it's an exhibition. Even though the Bansa had 30 and looked everything, because very rarely do you see a guy come straight out of high. Obviously, he played prep and all that, right? And he's obviously 6'9". He's a legit 6'9".
Easy athlete.
And he's not like your boy from Rutgers that was 6'9", ended up being 6'5.5".
No,
he's got all types of game. Nebraska basketball picked at the bottom. No respect. Probably not even, 50-50 where people thought they were going to get into the Big Ten tournament. They sent some shockwaves through some programs.
Mm-hmm.
At least put them on notice. Like, all right, Rink Mass is back, and he looks better. Sanford is for real. So they got a couple pieces. Okay, they got at least yesterday, they got the best version of Sejan. Seems like less on his plate there. Then you got Hoiberg coming. You got a little bit more depth right there. In formidable players. Mm-hmm. So when you think about some of the offensive line issues, and you look at the basketball team, they're able to kind of play different lineups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was where really they're. And then I think Fred has enough, handle on where he can kind of do different lineups or different games, and they're all willing to play those roles too.
Yeah. Another scrimmage for Nebraska men's basketball a week from today. Another chance for Nebraska against a former Big Ten West foe on Saturday. We'll spend a few minutes with the continually churning college football carousel. James Franklin gave his interview.
Man.
And coaching changes galore.
When James Franklin said he was shocked, That was a grenade over there, right back up there at Happy Valley.
Whoop.
I had no idea.
I had no idea. Quote James Franklin. We'll be back with more Old School on the other side.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Hey guys, it's Monet here with The Night Before. Why have you not stopped in lately to see me? If you haven't been to The Night Before in a while, you're missing out. Up to 20 beautiful ladies each night. Newly remodeled bar. Oh, and we now have a 12-foot video wall to watch all the big games on. Come watch a game at The Night Before. Mention this ad and your first beer is $1. Check us out on Instagram at The Night Before Lounge. Hope to see you soon.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads.
Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rolling right along on Old School Austin Norman, Jay Foreman with you. This segment of things brought to you by the great people at Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Locally owned, family owned and operated, based in Hallam, Nebraska. Heartland of Nebraska Windows does it all. Free estimates, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Again, locally and family-owned, own team of installers. Give them a call today for more information, 402-430-3852, or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Jay, a couple more coaches on the outs. Former Nebraska OC Jay Norvell and Florida head coach Billy Napier.
Yeah, I think the Florida thing, Jay Norvell, I think, he had an uptick there, and then obviously a little bit of downswing when you start losing players to the NFL at Colorado State, and obviously with the transfer portal NIL, it's kind of, it becomes a little bit, a heart of a job. And, I know he rubbed people the wrong way at times. What a lot of people don't know is that a couple coaches that he let go, he didn't personally talk to them. He said they got it via email. That probably didn't, it wasn't a very good reflection on Colorado State football program. So, those things happen. They're struggling this year, 2-5. And obviously, I think when they lost to Hawaii at home, that's a huge loss. Whereas Billy Napier, a lot was dependent on Lagway, the quarterback, and his development, and he was hurt all of training camp. Now, some people think that he got a little bit of preferential treatment. Newsflash, he's the quarterback. He's going to get preferential treatment. But a lot of it hinged on that. Some key defensive players were hurt. It was questionable whether they were going to bring him back this year. But then, obviously, you ended the season on a high note last year. Very competitive. It's almost sometimes fool's gold. You see this a lot of times in the NFL where teams are out of the playoff race, but they play well down at the in the end of the year. Then everybody's like, oh, they're on the on the rise, and they play like booty the next year. So I think Florida and that fan base is at a place. It was like where Tennessee was with Schiano and Pruitt and all that. It could be very toxic, very overwhelming. Jealousy is there because even though Florida State's, obviously struggling right now a little bit, obviously losing to Stanford, which is, equivalent of Nebraska losing to Minnesota.
Miami jumped back up. Ole Miss has passed.
Right. And South Florida's on the uptick. So now when you look at Florida, and you could they're probably right on par right now as far as credibility with UCF. And UCF has a new coach in Scott Frost, and UCF with a in transition roster. And you got to give Scott Frost and staff, kudos. They're 4-3. Probably is more trustworthy than Florida. Florida is just kind of, but they expect more. They've won national championships. They have, they're a blue blood program. Billy Napier is a good man. He is. Yeah, but he's a good dude.
Good SEC offensive line coach for a while.
Yeah, and came in with the high praise because of the previous staff not having the details right.
Yeah.
So the things that they hired him for are never the things that you fired him for. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure he should have won more. Yes, you have talent out the wazoo. You still have guys drafted, right? You got to win some games. And so that's going to be a job that's going to, that's up there, Penn State in that job. I mean, that you can't get as long as the money's right and they're not playing these, you know what I'm saying? You got to be locked in step with the AD, but you got to come in there with a strong fist that I'm going to be given ample time to turn around this program on the field and internally and not deal with some of the things that Napier had been thinking about for the last 2 years or 2.5 years. It's probably a relief for him.
In a lot of ways. Now,
I mean, you made him fire some coaches that he necessarily didn't want to, so he did that. It was held the team together last year. You fire him this close in this much in the season, you wanted to fire him last year, so you just wasted time and money.
$21 million worth of money.
It's $10 million in 30 days.
30 days.
I got to get that.
Come correct quick.
I got to get that.
Two guys who are not in that boat yet. Mike Norvell and Luke Fickell. Jay, here's the statement from Florida State. That starts off.
I've seen it.
For people that didn't, blah, blah, blah brand, blah, blah, blah investment, blah, 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 global alumni base, this and that. Here are the money lines from Florida State Athletic Director Michael Alford. We embrace those expectations while also sharing the deep disappointment when results on the field are short of that standard. As we continue to move forward this season, our comprehensive assessment of the football program will be completed at season's end. Meanwhile, we are fully committed to helping Coach Norvell and the 2025 Seminoles strongly rebound in the coming weeks. So, Florida State fans, seat's not cool, but it's not going to burn him till after the year. And then we get to Wisconsin. Chris McIntosh, speaking about Luke Fickell, also put out a statement. While we still have a lot of football to play this season with the support and significant involvement of our chancellor, athletics is committed to elevating the investment into our football program to position us to compete at the highest level. As a department, we must provide our coaches the tools necessary to succeed. That means more athletics-funded investment in infrastructure, staffing, and most importantly, student-athlete recruiting and retention. Blah, blah, blah. The results of this elevated support may not be immediate, but we are confident that the impact will be positive and long-term.
Luke Fickell ain't going nowhere. That statement says, listen, we know that we have not given him enough financial resources to attack the transfer portal. This is do or die for you. So they better come.
Which I can respect from Wisconsin's standpoint to a degree.
So he's exactly where Penn State had James Franklin last year. Now, I don't know how they got James Franklin, but James Franklin asked for more transfer portal money. It was according to what people are saying to go out there and get some guys. And he kept saying, this is the best team. You went and paid twice for Jim Knowles and all that stuff. So Luke Fickell's given one more year. Plus the buyout would be a little bit less.
Richie Rich says, a lot of coaches get hired with a long runway. Everyone says, oh yeah, we'll give him 5 years. And after 2 years, if things aren't perfect, the pitchforks come out.
That is 1,000. Listen, I'm going to tell you, one of my godparents, Jerry Burns, has the best post-game interview out there where he just goes off on everybody. Uncle Jerry always was great to me, man. And I talked to him about coaching, and he just talked to me about it. He's like, the same people that there are with the confetti on your parade coming in are the same ones wishing you to go to hell on the way out of town.
Yeah,
based on the way that things happen as a coach. So. He also says you get hired to get fired, and it's always something. Now, look, you got to do the best job you can The buyouts are real. That's not going to go away. Coach's salary are not going to go down.
But they need to.
No. Why?
If the programs want to succeed and you can cut your coach's salary in half and put that back into the roster, some school out there is going to hire its next head coach on what seems like the cheap, put that money into a roster and be successful. And that will be a model for others to follow.
And then what?
Well, of course, they'll go back up and they'll come back down over the course of 50 years.
So you're trying to tell me that there's going to be a coach out there that's going to take a pay cut?
I didn't say Power 4. It's going to be a fringy sort of team, right? I mean, what's Clark Lee making at Vanderbilt? They're going to get him a raise so they keep him. That's the ideal for them.
If nobody else comes and get him.
Right.
They'll come in and say like I was coaching at Louisiana Lafayette.
Like Billy Napier.
Yeah. But I'm the new IT coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, he came in with a huge contract. So then you would only get maybe, say the going rate for a coach at Florida is $10 million. Then you might get 6 and say, hey, we're going to put in a roster. And then you got 2 years or 3 years to prove yourself. If not, then we're going to give you back pay and then some. You got to pay. You're not going to get, these coaches are going to get paid.
I know. I agree. But
Go get that money somewhere else, man. Don't messing with my money. I'm coaching. You got to play the players.
Here's how I envision this playing out. It's going to be someone like a Billy Napier, like say a Kalen DeBoer. Maybe not Leipold toward the tail end of his career, maybe not a Kleiman, but it's going to be someone like that's worked their way up from the lower level. They say, you're our guy. We're committed to you. But the best way for us to put you in a position to succeed is to give you a raise from your previous school, enough that you feel valued, cherished, comfortable, like you took a step up, but not so much to where it gets excessive. I get it when you're Kirby and you're established and you're up to that point.
Yeah.
I get it when you're Dabo. I get it, when you're Ryan Day. But it's going to be a school like a Florida that wants to get back. Maybe like where Ole Miss started with Lane, where they're making good enough money, but not an outrageous amount. Because, Jay, college basketball coaches and college football coaches make such a high percentage relative to any other coaches in any other sport, and especially if you consider it professional. There's going to be some team on the fringes of the Power 4 that wants to make a move that's going to take a shot on a lower-ish level coach, maybe the next Signetti, who I know he got paid. Maybe that's not the best example. And that coach...
But he earned it, though.
That he did. And again, I'm not saying they didn't earn it, and they will still get paid. But I find it hard to believe that bubble won't eventually pop when people see essentially the coaching equivalent of the Brady model. Yeah, I'm getting money. I'm well compensated. But I can get everything I want and more. With $5 million a year instead of $8 million a year, and that extra 3 is going back into my roster, which helps me make $5 million or $6 million a year for 20 years instead of for 4 years before they kick me out.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee they ain't going to fire you after success, and then they say they want somebody else in there.
Well, that's the James Franklin thing. I get it.
Okay, they say you do take a haircut, but then the AD leaves, and the AD wants a new guy. Well, then now you like Roy McIlroy. You did the company line. Somebody else is going to benefit it.
Well, yeah, there's always risk. I'm not saying it's foolproof.
So, right, but the fool is the one that takes less money.
Which is why it's not going to be a sitting Power 4. It's why it's going to be someone that gets the quote-unquote status.
Yeah, because you haven't had success at the Power 4. So if you go from like Signetti that was at 450 at James Madison to 4 million, you can't argue with trying to get that 11. You're not going to. So you're not.
Good for him. Go get it.
The only way that if I already kind of hit somebody over the head, like James Franklin, and I hit somebody over the head, we got to hear Westy says it's 14-1 odds for they got odds. He's going to Oklahoma State, right? And all right, we got to really improve this roster. I know I can split my salary between what you can pay me in Penn State. That's the best way to do it because you got somebody else on the hook.
Mm-hmm.
But in that contract, I know we got a heavy alumni base. I need me a couple cribs.
Mm-hmm.
Fully paid for. All right.
No strings attached.
No strings attached.
Private jet, cars.
I need a couple cribs paid for. So I need things. I always said this about Nebraska and the transfer portal and recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, you need people that know the language and know I would say athletes are like wolves. And so you need to see somebody, you need more legit old wolves that can talk to the young wolves. That's number one. Number two, when you're recruiting kids to come to Nebraska, yes, that's great over there, but you got to recruit. Like in my case, it'd be Chuck Foreman.
Yeah.
It's got to be things. You have a great alumni base. You have a wealthy alumni base or whatever. So it all necessarily doesn't. It has to be, and that's the same thing you're talking about. Okay, well, we can't give you Texas Tech money, but we can get close to it. But this is how we can make it up to you, or we can do this, and this is how you can actually, 15 years down the road be what better off. Where this is just temporary. There's ways around it. I think it's going to take a unique. I think a guy that already has that extra money in the back pocket will take the haircut. But the guys coming up,
cough, Belichick, cough.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about a guy like James Franklin or something. If he really if Oklahoma State is one of the places that he kind of like, all right, I wouldn't mind going there. It has some sort of like connection there or whatever. Right.
Former Kansas State guy, James Franklin.
Well, then you do that. I like it. I think I could really do something in the Big 12. I could be the coach, and I could be the Nick Saban of the Big 12, right? The guy that can kind of really move the needle and get more eyes to it. I can come in there and be like the Don for the coach.
Yeah.
Well, there's other things that come with that later down the road. Plus, Penn State's paying your money, and sorry, this is the only thing that they could afford to pay me.
Let's see it.
Right. So we get the checks. But that's the best way to get a known guy. Guys coming up the pipe won't break the bread like Billy Napier.
Until they prove it.
Until they prove it. The first contract, like Norvell.
Yeah.
But he proved that he had the magical year. But I think the guys that are coming up the pipe are going to have to prove it in consecutive years versus that one magical year.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where, before we go to break here, I'm not expecting college coaches or players in free agency, whatever realm you want to take this, to be so altruistic, right? Because it is a risk to do what I'm proposing. I just see a world where it can happen. And someone is going to be that trendsetter. It might be next year that we don't know it for 10, 15 years. It might not happen for 10 or 15 years. But I don't think what I'm saying is so crazy. I think there's a path to it happening. And I'm not saying that's going to be the new model for everyone, because absolutely.
It can't be money. It's got to be here's an example. It's like part of the reason why Deion left Jackson State. You're paying me little, but we're supposed to be splitting the gate. Somehow the gate didn't get going. I'm gone, right? So,
gate ain't gating.
But that's how you got to be. Let's see how it could be beneficial for everybody. Now look at Jackson State, where they are profile-wise.
Yeah.
Right? So everything that he was able to promise, he delivered on, but he didn't get into other things. So that's where you got to really think outside the box, how you can become whole and be okay with it. But just going and taking a serious pay cut like that is going to be pretty hard.
It will be. We got to go to break. We got NFL football coming up at 5 and at 9 tonight. Doubleheader here on the airwaves. We'll go to break. One short segment here on the radio. Then we'll be on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961 for the third hour of the show. All that ahead on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be windy. Afternoon high around 68. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a continued breeze, low around 46. And tomorrow, we'll see plentiful sunshine, a continued breeze. Afternoon high near 61. Meteorologist Kyle Becker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up hour 2 of Old School on the radio. We'll be back on stream or the app, of course, 93.7 ticketfm.com, free download. The only other thing on that coaching conversation, Jay, especially as it relates to Luke Fickell, Dane Brugler, writes for The Athletic, big NFL draft guy, tweeted out a couple days ago, Fickell has been shutting NFL scouts out of practice, so games are the only chance for teams to get eyes on Wisconsin players in person. Then another writer for ESPN, Kaylin Kaler is her name, says she confirmed that with several scouts who have been told all of practice is closed to them throughout various points of the year, going all the way back to August. And then some people asked if they could show up at practice last week and weren't allowed. Luke Fickell denied the report from Brugler in a presser on Saturday, but one scout told Kaylin Kaler that he knows he's lying, that he shut off practice, which is different than Bill Belichick, who, has at least let scouts in to see different periods of practice. Fickell's had a blanket no scouts at practice policy, according to 2 pretty well-respected NFL draft writers.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would.
Where does that help?
Yeah, well, I don't know why you would ever do that. Because it's not like they're taking what you. First of all, there's nothing to take from your practices to be at a disadvantage again for the season. I can understand if you don't want to have distractions, but generally when those scouts come, there's probably like 4 or 5 extra guys, and you have a guy or gal on staff that generally takes them, and you take time out. They'll talk to the weight coach and all that other stuff. Everything seems like it would be to your advantage.
Yeah.
And to your, more importantly, to your players' advantage. Now you're running the risk. Not running the risk. Now you've put, if it was me, a player, now the ability for me to get drafted, even if I play well on a bad team, has now been lessened. They don't know how I practice. They don't know they haven't seen me in an environment as a leader. They don't know how I communicate. They probably haven't got a good picture up close and personal, like my body type. So you're putting all these guys at a disadvantage. Now, it's either you're cutting them out of practice or not.
Yeah.
You obviously cutting them out of practice. That might be one of the dumbest things I ever heard. First of all, I know when the scouts are there, that practice goes up.
For a team in Wisconsin that looks like it needs some better practice.
They're giving you free energy. Maybe he's like, none of you guys are NFL ready. You're not there to decide that. I don't know the dynamics behind it. If this is just what the basis of the story is, I'm surprised. I don't know Luke Fickell personally. I'm just probably disappointed in any coach that would be doing that. I think part of your job, is if you're coaching high school, is to get guys to the next level at any level.
Yeah,
that should be what you hang your hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Now in college now, it's obviously you want to win games and all that. Heck, you got the AD talking about you're going to get more money. You better get them doors open.
Right, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Get your guys to the league.
Yeah,
build that alumni.
You want
base.
to make it appealing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to recruit against him, that's it. You want to go to the league, you ain't going there. You ain't gonna let the guys come in and practice.
Tough way to make a living for Luke Fickell in some tough going times for the Badgers. We're headed to stream Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961, and the 93.7 The Ticket app. That's where you'll catch Hour 3 of Old School.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center?
Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor, and we want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Old School on the stream? Jay Foreman, Austin Orman. Old School brought to you the New School way. We are brought to you by the Mercado. Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients, Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andermatt / Old Cheney, 168th and Maple up there in the O. Lot going on, obviously, in college football. We got NFL stuff going on. A lot of things going on in the NFL, like always. Some exciting games, potentially probably the game of the year with the Broncos and the Giants. And them Colts are represented to the fullest. That was a beatdown that they gave yesterday, and it was one of the funniest things where you saw the owner on the sidelines inspiring the team. I mean, she's obviously all invested in the team, trying to connect with the players. Seeing the owner down there keeps everybody accountable. But if you need any more assurance that Daniel Jones is here to stay, I mean, can't get much more than the first part of the season. Some interesting takeaways. I mean, you started the week off last week with Joe Flacco doing what Joe Flacco does, is coming off the couch, but essentially got traded and throws for 300 yards, upset the Steelers. And then you had the Browns beating the brakes off the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel's still around, which that was interesting in itself. I mean, I don't know where they go from here as far as the Dolphins. And then you got the team that's probably the second most sneakiest team, but the team that definitely is the team to be reckoned with is the Patriots. They seem to be getting better. Drake May seems to be playing better and better each week. Mike Vrabel effect.
Good coach.
Yeah, a great coach. And knows the Patriot way, but he's doing it his way. He knows how to connect with the players. I think he has the credibility as a former player and obviously a winning coach. And I think he has a really good eye for talent. And how to use it. And then also he's able to kick it straight to the players. He said he got rid of Jabril Peppers. He really didn't want to, but knew they had to develop some young guys. Gave him a chance to go somewhere. He's still getting paid because his contract guaranteed, so he's able to make big boy decisions and allowed to. Has a good relationship with Coach Kraft, or not Coach Kraft, but Mr. Kraft, the owner. So they're on their way. Unfortunately for my Bills,
you got a chance to tie for the division lead here. But you still be down on tiebreaker, wouldn't you?
Josh Allen needs to get it going.
Does he ever?
In the defense.
How much of that is Josh Allen? How much of that is team context around him right now?
Well, they don't have a number one receiver.
Which was a choice.
Patriots do. It's a choice, and it's been the choice. The defense they were really banged up. I mean, all their defensive players were out. They just don't look good right now, and that's sometimes the way it goes in the NFL, and they can get the winning streak going. But I'm gonna tell you the team that's the most dangerous besides the Colts.
Is it your AFC North leader?
No.
Really?
It's them Chiefs.
Should have known.
Division game against the Raiders, a team that they kind of struggled with, right? And that offensive weapons are back, and Patrick Mahomes seems to be back. They are dangerous.
As many first downs as the Raiders ran total plays for the Chiefs yesterday.
This is what the Chiefs and the Chiefs fans have been waiting for. Efficiency from Patrick Mahomes, 3 TDs. His antics are back. Travis Kelce, 54 yards. Rasheed Rice and everybody got theirs. And the defense pitched a shutout in the league. I mean, it's an interesting week. I mean, you got my, New York Jets. They're still over. Panthers are on the
But with a better point differential than the 1-6 Dolphins.
I know, but but Aaron Glenn's the head coach. But now you're wanting to get some, that win. It's hard to get your first win. Kind of like Dan Campbell with the Detroit. They close, doesn't get it going. And then the Cowboys. Yo. You don't know what you're going to get with the Cowboys. They're 3-3-1. I never thought George Pickens would be in the league this long after some of his antics. But he fits in with Dallas.
Roguish, just like his owner.
He's a rogue.
His team's owner.
But he fits in with Dallas. CD Lamb comes back, and the best play was George Pickens caught the ball. It did first down. It was like all up in that dude's face. It's welcome in Dallas. The one thing that's actually something to study. An owner pretty much sits down with you and said, I'm going to let you be you. And you're seeing something. And the defense looked a little bit better. The Commanders were the it team. Now, look, they faced some injury issues in the contract disputes, and it hadn't really allowed them to get off to the start that they like. But
in a second place schedule.
Yeah, which is a little bit harder. Quarterback might be out for a week or two with a strained hammy. They got rid of Robinson, traded him, right? And so, the guys that were in your locker room with your identity is gone. Defense is a little bit older. And, your second year to validate, who you are or who you thought you were is a little bit different.
Dallas intrigues me. I don't think Washington is cooked. Giants are showing signs of life. Don't know if it's going to be enough to save Dable, but they're at least interesting now. They haven't been interesting in a couple years.
They're fun to watch for sure.
They are.
Yeah.
Which is a market departure. NFC North is still interesting. 4-1-1, 4-2, 4-2, 3-3.
It's up for grabs.
Still, Minnesota has not played that well.
No.
And they're a game back.
And do you trust Detroit? We're going to see tonight.
Here's a big test for them.
You're going to see tonight at home against Baker Mayfield, who's probably the leader in the clubhouse for MVP. Should be. Who? Daniel Jones?
Don't make me say it.
Nah.
Don't make me say it.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor.
Both of them have a legit gripe. But Baker Mayfield set up this year's potential MVP if he continues on the rest of last year. So he has a little bit. It's kind of like when
the year after. Right. Yeah, I guess.
Daniel Jones definitely comeback player of the year.
Oh, without a doubt. What did he come back from? The New York Giants.
Yeah. So, you got to think, just about this time last year, Daniel Jones got the complimentary, we're going to cut you. We're going to send you home. And then obviously he landed on his feet with the Vikings, but he never played. Now you just essentially come in and we'd hope you get beat out by Richardson.
Gosh darn it, you were too good to not get beat out.
Right. And then they didn't believe in you.
I didn't believe. More importantly, I didn't believe in him. I don't know how he overcame. It's the Jay Foreman confidence boost.
He's done it before in not ideal situations, and he's always stayed down.
10 toes.
I think that's just what that's a part of a quarterback being a leader is being able to assess and not cower from the expectations, and that's what he's been able to do. And now plus I've always felt like the Colts roster was better than what they've been able to put in the win-loss column. Primarily, they have a playoff winning quarterback that has an offensive head coach that can really curtail his offense to his quarterback, kind of like how he got the job, when he was at Philly. And I like their weapons. And Jonathan Taylor's healthy. I think the offensive line is healthy. The defense has enough talent on it to cause some problems. And that's even with Xavier Howard retiring,
Getting retired.
That's got to be a mistake. Why not just ask for a week off to get my mind right? These dudes are going to the playoffs and win the division. You might get a first round bye.
Which again, that makes me wonder if he did ask for the week of inactivity, and the Colts said,
No, you're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, take that week off. We got a couple more for you. Yeah.
Here's 14 more.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, it's no different than college football. You just never know. A lot of these coaches can coach. They get in the right opportunity. I think Vrabel came back with vengeance, kind of, not kind of. Tennessee Titans, got rid of him, and then you bring in Callahan, and now they got rid of Callahan. It was a pretty cool story where they said that Vrabel called Callahan.
Yeah.
And, just kind of obviously is there. Look, this coaching business is a very tight-knit group. They know how hard it is, especially at that level of the NFL. You're never, heck, Brian Callahan maybe just probably got comfortable in his house. He's got a family and stuff, so these coaches know what it's like, because when you get to the pros, you feel like you can settle in a little bit. And the Tennessee Titans is known for the owner. If she's embarrassed, you are gone.
Which is really too bad, because
that means if you get embarrassed means it's a bad loss.
Yeah.
In front of her friends.
Which
you're
the Tennessee Titans. You're supposed to lose this year.
But when you go back, whether it's Carthen or the two GMs, Robinson and Carthen, both of them is because of moves that they have suggested to her. And Vrabel was supposed to be the guy. You're part of it. And now with Callahan. Gone. Now you got a whole new head coach with a number. Cam Ward was the number one pick, which you probably took on some of the want from the head coach to pick him. Now he's gone. Now, if I'm Cam Ward, you essentially like Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, all those quarterbacks. You just out there you in a crappy organization right now.
Crappy organization, without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
you
apples to
like
apples,
Nashville.
Cleveland. Yes.
You got a couple pieces around. I do like A.M. Manor, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good.
And I think they have pieces around it, but what I'm saying organizational wise, the guy that drafted you, or the head coach.
Well, two guys.
Yeah. But the head coach that's going to call the plays, that likes you for his offense, is now gone. And you have not knocked it out of the park from a quarterback standpoint. Now, skill position guys aren't up to snuff and all that. Offensive line struggling, whatever. But you're not as secure as you were just 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I mean, let alone 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast
a lot of things have changed.
Yeah. But I that ownership piece is so tough. If you're Cam Ward, are you just hoping that you can have your Joe Burrow run in spite of your organization? Do you trust you can get there? Or do you already, when you're a rookie, start angling with your agent to poke around behind closed doors? I mean, I wouldn't like to see that. That feels a little transfer portal-y, college-y, kind of what Matt Rule is saying, you lose a game and all of a sudden the world's ending. Let's pack it in. Because I do think that, Tennessee has never had that consistent high-level success, but they've proven they can get there in the past. It's the AFC South. Are you going to go to a more winnable division? No. Just if you're the franchise quarterback, and like you said, the owner's a little unpredictable, a little petty, a little vindictive maybe about what the losses look like. I mean, that's no different than what Woody Johnson and the Jets. He's the ambassador to the UK, you go overseas, you lose, and you're gone. It's not new. You're not assured of escaping that situation in the NFL. Tough as it might be, at the very least, you have to write it out for your rookie deal. You've shown enough flashes to show that you got a little something in you. You don't have the cachet to make those big money moves quite yet. You're not Aaron Rodgers. You're not Joe Burrow. They can go to the organization and say, do this or else. So in that case, all Cam Ward can do is make the best of what he's got. But that doesn't mean you can't set up some of those bigger picture conversations. But it's also on you. If you like Nashville, you like your division that you think you can win, do the best you can. Ball out as much as you can under unideal circumstances, and give ownership no choice but to invest in you as the guy.
Yeah, he's got to play well, take care of his business. I think the roster is better than what they play for, or how they've been playing. Now, obviously, it's a big step for him to come in just straight from being drafted, given the keys to the Benz. But they got a pretty decent roster. You got to obviously lean on the GM to make the hire for the coach that matches. You don't want it to be like the Carolina Panthers. Hire this hotshot coach that hates the franchise quarterback. I mean, essentially, it's the same thing. Bryce Young went number one. Cam Ward went number one. So you can't do that. You have to be lock in step with whoever you hire, that this is the guy. and you're going to do everything possible to make him successful.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, yeah,
then it's my head too.
Well, sure, but then the player won't be successful. The other players won't come there because the agents know that, and then the players see it. And then you got to really get lucky that the Panthers are exceeding expectations right now because of the defense, and they're 4-3.
Yeah.
Because the head coach, no matter what he says, he wasn't trying to get him inspired. You ain't want Bryce Young. He wasn't your quarterback. You would have had the red rifle Andy Dalton in there. Except for, he unfortunately was in a car accident. So now Bryce Young is playing better, not perfect. Now that
not playing tonight.
Let's see what happens after this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Tennessee Titans, you got to make sure that you get the best hire for Cam Ward.
More pleasantly surprised by Bryce Young's development and how things are going in Carolina, or more negatively surprised by what is going on or not going on in Atlanta?
I'm probably more pleasantly surprised about Bryce Young. I am not surprised about Atlanta. I think it was feast or famine. I felt like the move was reckless. I don't think Michael Penix Jr. was an NFL ready. I think he was a first round pick. I don't think he was an
NFL ready first round pick
right now.
Which is weird and not ideal for an older guy.
Well, you just paid Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed.
180, 45 million guaranteed.
Like
for 4 years.
Just a few months ago, knowing that he was hurt. He gets hurt during the season, so he does what you want as a leader. You bench him and tell him that his arm strength is gone. Well, he's playing with a bum shoulder.
The Baker thing.
And then you tell him, then you don't trade him because you're going to potentially need him. Then furthermore, you don't let him compete for the spot that you gave away. So now you're just essentially going down with the ship on your bad decision. So you're not even trying to remedy that. So it's either you're comfortable from a GM standpoint or you just don't evaluate quarterbacks that well.
Or both.
Or a little bit of both. Or you made an overzealous move. And now you're seeing it right now where, yeah, he's very talented. They have great skill position guys around him.
Yeah.
But the defensive game plan that San Fran was able to execute, high pressure, deep shell safeties, is what he's going to see for the rest of the year.
How about San Francisco, by the way?
This is probably his best coaching job, Shanahan's coaching job.
They've been decimated by injuries before. They haven't been 5-2 like this before.
Right. And they've always had their stars. They've been decimated by injuries when they had the best roster in the league. They have a very young roster with very few stars, and they're balling out of control. And this is what Brock Purdy hadn't been playing. You get Mac Jones, who they kind of wanted before, thought about it, right? And you got Robert Saleh back, and who he's down superstars. You got, your bell cow got hurt last week, but then you're able to find guys, and that's a tip the hat to development and scouting and the environment that they've created. It's next man up, and we're a winning franchise, and we're going to continue to win, and they're right in the mix.
And then you have, like you said, your stars. Christian McCaffrey had more rushing yards than anyone else in the game combined.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. Led all players on both teams in receiving yards and scored more points himself with his touchdowns than the Falcons did all night.
It's one of those, you got to think with Christian McCaffrey, man, when he came out, it was questionable, or they were questioning whether he could withstand the rigors of an NFL season or being a number one back. And obviously he's put that to bed. But then when you think of the way he's been playing, correct me. I think he's in the Hall of Fame now, right?
Is he not already?
Right. Well, yeah, I'm saying for sure. Now, I don't know whether he's first ballot or not. I think if he could get a championship for sure. But
he gets in after Chuck Foreman gets in. That's the important part.
Yeah, he needs to get in after that, and Roger Craig. He needs to wait his time. But I just think that with him, man, this dude is, being a smaller back like that, and he was cold-blooded in college. He was cold.
Just ask Iowa.
Yeah, that was the best part about it, where he did to Iowa. But a lot of questions, and the ability to raise his game up. I think he's curtailed his running style to be an every down back. He can run in between the tackles. Got great vision. And then when you need him the most, man, he just seems to rise to the occasion. 24 carries, 8 targets in the past game. Got great hands, matchup problem. And so when you think Brock Purdy's out, you're just getting Kittle back. You lean on 23, and this is after coming back from injuries and stuff. So the mental toughness is there. You can see why he's that dude.
I was concerned about San Francisco going into the year. 7 games isn't the whole season. 7 games isn't nothing. This is a legit sample size that, yeah, Kyle Shanahan is getting a lot out of these dudes. Now, obviously, quarterback plays a separator. We've seen some of the questions pop up for Purdy before and after the injury. Mac Jones certainly was not perfect yesterday, but he was good enough. He did the whole game manager thing.
But he knows how to win. Look, I mean, you got
think about where he came from.
Dude, he was a Pro Bowler his rookie year, and then you can't even count after that because he essentially had me coaching quarterback. I mean, that's a good way. But then for him to get traded, that's an ideal place for him to go. He understands what his role is. He's trying to really, I mean, he's kind of like Daniel Jones-esque in this part. If he gets out there in the open market, they'll go back to this situation here in San Francisco, and he'll be able to resurrect himself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe it, look at Geno Smith. Who would you rather have now? Let me ask you this. I like Geno Smith, though.
He don't write back.
But I like Geno Smith in the sense of he took that punch on the chin from his teammates in the Jets, and he still answered. He got knocked smooth out. Who would you rather have right now? I don't even know if I'm away, but Geno Smith or Mac Jones on the Raiders.
It's hard for me to think that Geno Smith got so bad so fast.
In a change of area code.
In a change of area code. I mean, obviously the team context is different. Has Chip Kelly had a guy like Geno Smith at quarterback before? Chip's still feeling him out.
Oh, Will Howard?
More mobile.
Than Geno. Yeah, he's a better athlete.
Mariota more mobile.
For sure. And you know my man Dennis Dixon.
Dennis
He
Dixon.
was the coldest one out of all of them.
I mean, who are Chip's quarterbacks in Philly and San Fran?
It was Vic.
Vic was there.
Was it Kyle McCobb or whatever? Kyle Kolb?
No, Kevin Kolb.
Kevin Kolb.
Yeah, Kevin Kolb was more in the Geno mold. I still think Geno's got more in the tank than he's showing / been able to show. But it's hard to argue that Mac Jones isn't playing better right now.
Yeah, I think I always wondered how, like, Chip coming back to NFL, like play calling. I think that initial shock that he did, remember the opening night against at that time the Redskins, then it slowly but surely stopped.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between having Ashton Genty and as a rookie and Shady McCoy like he did.
And them being 2-5, but him play calling though. Like even the little stuff right here, this is where people always ask the difference when college coaches have to go to the pros, and this is also when you go from or college to the pros, the difference, like you're coaching grown men, right? And you're never as smart as you think you are when you get to the pros because you're essentially playing on their ground or their playground. And calling plays in college is different than calling plays in the pros because there's some guys that's just going to eliminate your whole playbook.
Mm-hmm.
You go up against Aaron Donald, it don't matter what you're going to call. He's always going to be in there. You can prepare for him and change stuff. He can defeat everything. When you heard Chip Kelly trying to change Ashton Genty's stance, it kind of like the alarm started going off. It's like you're worrying about something that has nothing really to do with you. You're here to call plays.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the running back coach.
No.
That's that college mentality.
Trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I have control.
Authoritative, I'm the ruler type of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I would say this. You evaluated and drafted this dude by him standing back there like he's Jason Voorhees, right?
Yep.
From Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
That's his deal. Number one, he's 5'8", so it helps his vision, and that's what he's comfortable with. You change it, he's not successful. He goes back to it, he's successful. You just wasted 2 or 3 games trying to do something that doesn't mean anything, because if that stance was affecting how he runs the ball, I understand it. But you just saw this man run for like 200 yards a game in college with that same stance, with probably a little bit less of a talent-wise in an offensive line, and probably being the only offensive weapon that team's game plan for, but he was unstoppable.
Right.
That really worried me a little bit. Then the way that they were using Brock Bowers before he got hurt was a little bit questionable as well. You started to play Thayer a little bit more than the previous, where Brock Bowers was the year before. He was
one of the best rookie tight ends
ever.
Yeah.
And you don't really have anybody that's a difference maker on the outside. And
Jacoby Myers doesn't do it for you?
I think he's good. I think he's a number 2. I think he's a really good number 2. I think could be a really good slot. But is he your true number 1, line up and like roll the defense to him? Probably not. And plus, I think Chip Kelly doesn't call his plays like that. His more a scheme.
Yeah.
They're trying to outsmart you, catch you in a bad coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Versus like, all right, dude, go make a play.
And even Myers, I don't know if he has that full like number 1 skill set, right? He's more the vertical guy.
Yeah. So he's your good complementary piece.
Mm-hmm.
But then, so that's where you got to like, they go out there and you get blanked in the NFL game.
At least it was the Chiefs. Falcons got blanked by the Panthers, which no matter how good that
Panthers defense is pretty salty. They got Derek Big Daddy.
The Panthers.
Listen, Derek Big Daddy Brown is a problem.
You can't get a field goal on the Panthers.
That's true. Not
that's all I'm trying to say.
But that defense is pretty salty.
It is.
Yeah, they got a good defense line. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break, come back. We'll talk a little bit more about the college carousel and who's going to make the biggest move, because there's some competition now out there. And then when you think about a middle of the road team that I think might try to make a splash higher, I'll let you know. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, Old School. We'll be right back.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th, when every red tagged machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof, with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at the 27th and I-80 location.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seating Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC. Doing life together.
Deciding on a college with your high school senior can be a little overwhelming for parents. But applying for money to pay for it is simple. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is now easier than ever with fewer questions and faster fill-out times. If you have a high school senior, now is the time to apply for thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing. Get started, Nebraska, at dothefafsa.org. Sponsored by Education Quest Foundation. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. The coaches, consultants are here. We're going to decide where everybody should go and what's going to happen, even though nobody knows. I don't even think the schools know. They just know they want to go in and fire people. There's a lot of coaching openings. There will be more. You got to think. Sneaky good schools or sneaky good situations are open or potentially be open, like Arkansas, even though they brought back Bobby Petrino, right? Which just the fact that you brought back Bobby Petrino.
And the fact that that guy still has support among some pretty influential people.
Well, that lets you know that means he's a good coach now, especially at the college level. He's been very successful. But you got to think there might be a new head coach there.
There might be Bobby Petrino.
It might just say, you know what, if they play well, then why not? He's the guy that would do something on the budget.
Oh yeah.
So that's your when you think about it, your idea. He definitely could fit in there, right? Established coach, makes his money. He obviously likes Arkansas. I'm pretty sure he's learned some of from his mishaps and stuff, right? But you got to think Virginia Tech, right? Could that be a domino effect where South Carolina comes open if they're able to get Beamer? If they don't get Beamer, who did Virginia Tech go and really make a play for a bigger name? Okay, who's going to go to Penn State, right? If it's, say, Manny Diaz goes up there, well, okay, then Duke has had started to have some success football-wise. Who do they go get? They got to go spend some money. They got to change the domino effect of every coaching move from here on out is going to be huge. Could somebody go and try to, steal Arizona State's coach, young up and coming coach? Why not? Give him a great opportunity. He has an eye for talent. He has an eye, or has the ability to light some fire into your football program. Probably be a breath of fresh air at some places. Looking for a bigger opportunity on a bigger stage, even though he's done really well at Arizona State. And let's not forget Oklahoma State. They are literally at the bottom right now. And they have that T-Bone Pickens money just in the kitty. Who do they go get? I always think if you fire an iconic coach or a big name coach, unless you're impulsive, you go get somebody else that you feel like that can, that is going to be a name that's going to be there for a while. You don't go and just take a shot in the dark on somebody that's the complete opposite.
Not the complete opposite, but I could see Oklahoma State being in the running for some of those guys, the North Texas conversation, Texas State conversation. I think those guys come into play where
Tulane coach probably.
Yeah, potentially. I think he's been linked to Kentucky, especially if Stoops heads to the seaboard to go to Virginia Tech. Kentucky fans are not happy with Mark Stoops.
But he's happy with them.
He loves being the football coach at a basketball school, as he should. that's when I get the frustration that Kentucky wasn't able to take that next step. When they had the Josh Allen before he became Josh Hines Allen, that really good year they went 10-2 with Levis and Wandale and whatnot. No, they didn't take the next step. Yes, that's disappointing. But dang, Kentucky, you're a basketball school. Don't run that guy out of town. You almost lost him to A&M before they revolted. So I think Summerall's more an SEC guy than a Big 12 guy.
Sure.
But if he doesn't get his SEC crack, Oklahoma State's got to make that call.
For sure. The only way you're going to know if you ask. But you got to think, in the SEC, Kentucky could be open. They're at the bottom. So something's probably going to happen, right? Just because we're paying you so much money. And we got rid of Calipari, so we got a little bit of money left. Auburn. The coach is asking for the vote of confidence. So that either lets you know two things. Number one, he's got his eye on another job. So if you ain't going to keep me, you need to fire me now. Now, even though you brought him back. So that could be open. Arkansas is open. Then you got to think South Carolina could be open via Virginia Tech or somewhere else.
I'm not counting on that one.
I'm not counting Beamer leaving, but just say he does.
In case,
just
okay.
Say he just goes and does it. You could understand why. They probably open up the checkbooks a little bit more for him. It's a known. You don't think another school would try to come in and take Mississippi Bulldogs head coach?
They've been playing better.
And he's done more with less.
He has.
Okay. And then, okay. This might be a sneaky name for Penn State. Mr. Stand on Business. Oh, yeah.
Stand on Business or Brian Kelly?
No, for Penn State?
Northeast guy.
No, you're going to get, okay, sure. Right? He does fit. He does bring the offensive cachet. It's probably more in his wheelhouse, right? Recruiting. Definitely has inroads there.
I think Drinkwitz is better, to your point. I'm just saying.
If you're trying to really, the only problem I think with Drinkwitz is if he's going to fit with the alum.
He's been all over the place, though.
Yeah.
I mean.
But Penn State's different.
Did you see him going from App State to Missouri to Penn State?
But Penn State's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
But Drinkwitz has found a way.
Yeah. Well, coaching-wise, he'll be fine. I'm just talking about what he's got to do outside of the coaching.
Right. But again, I think he's, like you talked about with some teams, like I think he's a chameleon.
Yeah.
Like I think that fit makes sense to a point where you think about it, but the best coaches will find a way to make the fit.
Yeah, I don't think he would be like.
He's not going to rub people the wrong way to that degree.
And do not think Lane isn't watching Gainesville. Now I know he's mad they passed him over the first time for Napier, but if Lane is really thinking logically, yeah, you got a great spot at Ole Miss. You ain't gonna never win there. If you want to get back to where you want to get to, it's got to be Florida.
Well, is Lane the type of guy to take them skipping over him the first time personally, or is he the type of guy to say
he did take it personally?
Well, I know, but I'm saying and say no, you didn't want me the first time, so you don't get me the second time. Or is Lane the type to say, "Haha, you finally made the right decision. I'm a better coach now. Let's do this."
It depends on who he's talking to and what he really wants out of his coaching realm. He's very comfortable where he's at. He's happy. I could see him taking that job, but there's got to be certain stipulations that got to be met before he even thinks about taking that job.
Financial stipulations?
Financial stipulations, power stipulations. He wants to be protected. He's got to be able to bring the guys that have been successful or help him be successful. But then also it might be a big risk. I think he's really in a good place to where mentally and emotionally, like he's at his best right now. And I think that's what part of the reason why you see Ole Miss being successful. But he's always had an affinity for the University of Florida. He has a huge affinity for Steve Spurrier. Steve, the old ball coach, gets on the phone. That could sway him to get there. That's his hero. So that could be Ole Miss is a great job too. Then where's Ole Miss?
Lane made it a better job,
right? But it is now. So their bargaining power in the phone in the numbers in the people that they can call is a lot different than when they call Lane, because Lane needed them as much as they needed Lane.
Is USC trying to do in the Big Ten what Ole Miss has done in the SEC?
In some ways. And then how much does Lincoln Riley want to stay out there in California?
Them taxes be hitting.
Yeah.
But he also ducked the SEC the first time.
But it might want a different now. Might want that challenge. You might want that challenge. And let me ask you,
Okay, but if you're Ole Miss and Lane leaves, do you try to big brother Mississippi State and pull Levy?
you possibly could.
At least ask him. Ask the people.
Or do you really go big treasure chest and try to go get Lincoln Riley? I think Ole Miss is. I think it's like a little hidden gem. Now I think they have some issues on campus still, but
You don't say.
But I think they could do some good things. This is also interesting, right? James Madison is still on a heater. Now, I don't know who the head coach is, but I think he gets a call just for the Cignetti effect.
The Sean McVay effect has come to college,
right? You know, if you keep it going, you're like, oh, it's just like. It must be something in the water with those coaches out there.
Bob Chesney is the guy's name. Like Kenny, but Bob.
Yeah.
He's 48.
Perfect age.
Entering his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
Why not? And then let's not forget. I know Nick don't want to hear this, and your boy. Listen, now we're gonna really talk some business now. Marcus Freeman.
Extra medium Freeman.
Hey, my brother. I know you have the hair paint in, but you should have known. You get updated on the forecast daily, probably 2 or 3 times. You had no dang business going on that sideline with your hair and your line painted on like that.
You knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming.
And you let it happen.
And now you did recover and put the hat on. But just imagine
that was not a good hat, though.
Because you could just tell he never wears a hat. Look, he's too self-absorbed to wear a hat. He wants everybody to see how pretty he is. Look, the more females watch Notre Dame football than ever before because of Marcus Freeman. And
wait. So Marcus Freeman and Taylor Swift have the same effect?
Yes, they do. They have a group chat like, you watching Notre Dame game? They said,
I am now.
Yeah, I am now. But what if Penn State tries to go get him?
Do you do that if you're Freeman?
Man,
I don't.
You can't go to church no more. Nah, I don't think you do. And don't sleep. Don't think Penn State still ain't watching Matt Rule. They know Matt Rule better than everything. Better than anybody, right? So Nebraska bounce backs, or when they bounce back and just say, like, we could just play it. Say they handle their business, they go to State College and they hadn't picked the coach yet. No, you know.
You better hope Matt Rule doesn't fly out a day early to State College with the team. so someone keep
the
keep
domino
tabs on
effect,
Coach Rule the whole trip.
The domino effect of everything. And don't think my man Coach Smith is just like sitting up there chilling at Michigan State. They mad at him because he's football all the time. They're like, man, we don't get to hang out with you. You watching too much tape. That's one of the biggest complaints. He's football all the time. Now let's also look at the Maryland Terrapins, right? Say, okay, they're 4-3, lost 3 in a row. Say they get back to 7 wins somehow, 6 wins, 7-6, kind of like Nebraska. Somebody could look at Mike Locksley and look, listen, you've exceeded extreme expectations.
Who is somebody? Because somebody really matters here. Your answer frames where I go. Who is somebody for Mike Locksley?
I don't know. He's a Saban guy.
Right.
I don't know.
He doesn't leave Maryland for Virginia Tech.
No.
Would he leave Maryland for Arkansas? I don't think Ole Miss. I don't think he's way down the list for Ole Miss.
I think
Florida.
I think if he gets Maryland back to where he hopes to, because let's look at the schedule, right? If he can get him to 6 or 7 wins, I think he goes to them kind of like what Luke Fickell probably went to. I mean, Wisconsin had to give him some more money because else if you fire him, you give him all that money,
right?
I think he goes back to Maryland and said, man, I need some more support. I'm gonna have to try to keep my young, roster together. That's got great pieces. You got those 2 defensive ends and a defensive tackle on the quarterback. So you're just going to need some money just to keep those 4 on campus.
How old is Mike Locksley?
I don't know, but black don't crack. He always look.
How old is Mike Locksley?
I don't know.
If you had to guess.
60?
55.
Yeah, he's young.
He's got some years. I didn't realize he was that young. He's got some good years ahead of him in coaching.
The only bad thing, they play Indiana next.
Oof.
Kirk Cignetti is the equal opportunity. And listen, you play Rutgers. All right, you at Rutgers, you think you can win that one. You got Michigan State at the end of the year. So now you're at 6 wins, right? Are they 4-3? 4 and 3.
Sounds right. Yeah.
So that Rutgers, Michigan State games are huge. Now you got to try to either upset Illinois or Michigan to get to 7 wins. Bowl game win 8.
Where are those games?
At Illinois, at home against Michigan, which you might be playing
Doable.
Michigan at the perfect time. Some guys are thinking about leaving Michigan. Who knows what Sharon Moore is thinking about or where he's at. You might be able to pluck them off, especially if the game's like 11.
Is there any chance Sharon's coaching Michigan next year too? Or not coaching Michigan, I should say?
I don't know what the contract's like. I don't know what the deal is.
It's middle of the road. They didn't give him the double-digit thing.
Buyout is not that much?
Well, think about when they hired him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You weren't giving him that much money at that time.
He didn't sign his contract in like week 4. Right. Maybe. But he beat Ohio State last year. That gives you a couple years of chilling.
If Michigan's 6-6, 7-5?
I think it depends on the vibe of the team. But
you lose to Ohio State to end the year, at the very least.
And they get blown out?
Lose by 17.
Yeah, you on the hot seat.
34-17. 34-20.
I don't think you get rid of him. I think he's kind of just getting over. You give him one more year. I've heard he's a good recruiter.
But if you're Michigan and Pat Fitzgerald's out there.
Does he want to go to Michigan?
Is he a Penn State guy? You know, if you're Michigan, do you want to try to flex your muscle and say, you know what? Here's a guy that we think.
Can you really hire Pat Fitzgerald at Penn State?
He got cleared. The other guys didn't.
Hey, man, you say that so matter of fact.
He did.
Yeah. I can see him. That's the name that nobody talks about.
He's out there. And he's going to coach again.
Yeah,
he's ready.
He come back with vengeance too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I used to think that he would go to
good.
Stanford, but that's too far. I think he wants to get back in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's ready to.
I like him at Stanford. I don't hate him at Penn State. I don't think maybe Virginia Tech.
I can see him You can see him anywhere.
I don't see him at Arkansas.
No, I mean realistic. I'm talking about big time jobs.
Oklahoma State.
No.
Okay, here's my argument for Oklahoma State. He goes all Gary Patterson 2.0. Bring some defense to the conference.
It could be Kenyatta Rice, their GM.
Yada plug?
Yeah, linebacker.
Less likely, but don't you at least call him if you're Oklahoma State?
If Marcus Freeman goes to Penn State, do you think he can go to Notre Dame?
If I'm Notre Dame, I at least make the call. If nothing else, bring him in as DC for the next guy or something. Linebackers coach, veteran guy on staff. But he's going to be a head coach.
Yeah, he's
so
going DC. He's DC at worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, depends. I mean, who knows if they bring back Luke Fickell?
Oh, then Wisconsin's got to go scoop him up.
Well, Northwestern owes him some. Did they pay him already?
They are probably still in the aspect of paying him, would be my guess. There's no way they're out from underneath it yet.
Right. But he's got that. He's getting big money from them.
Yeah.
Who do you think the first big name coach is that's gonna get picked up? You think it's James Franklin?
It's got to be Franklin.
And
I mean, he's the biggest name out there.
And Fitzgerald, who's bigger, him or Fitzgerald?
Franklin. It's got to be Franklin is the bigger name. I mean, he had Penn State in the playoff. Pat Fitzgerald gets credit and kudos for doing what he did at Northwestern, but I mean, he didn't have the Indiana year. Well, maybe he did, but then they were booted from the Big Ten championship game or whatever. They got put in over Indiana in the COVID year or whatever the heck was going on then. Like Pat Fitzgerald, it just feels like that Big Ten West kind of head coach. You know, like I think that's how people still think of him. Oh, it's scrappy old Northwestern. And he never really got the chance to prove how good a coach he was on that big national scene because his teams were never quite that good. But talk to people around the Big Ten. I mean, there's still a lot of respect for Pat Fitzgerald, who he was.
And you don't think he could fit at Florida? You don't?
I think he could.
What about James Franklin at Florida?
I could see it. Would you rather, if you're Pat? Okay, both guys. Who's better for Florida? Who's better for Virginia Tech? Is the answer the same?
I think James Franklin is probably better at Florida, and Pat Fitzgerald's better at Virginia Tech. I think James Franklin has been successful in the SEC before.
Mm-hmm. Knows what it's like to be at the football school.
Right. I think he could be, kind of like a beacon of life for them. I think Pat Fitzgerald fits like Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But if you're Stanford, you got to get Fitzgerald in your doors.
But the curve,
at least for an interview.
But you know what the curveball is? Florida State. I read somewhere where it's $100 million if they fired Norvell. 100.
It's a lot.
Now, here's the thing before we leave is like buyouts are different. See, the buyouts are all based on that if they never coach again. All these guys, Norvell, Fickle, they'll coach again.
But
and you hate to
that
talk
money
about
gets
it.
mitigated.
Yeah, so it gets offset.
Mm-hmm.
So James Franklin will coach again. He already said he will.
Yeah. Well, listen, that game day interview, he's ready to get back at it.
But dude, when he said he was shocked, now I'm sure he kind of knew. When you get called, you probably knew what the deal was.
Well, did you hear what he said went down?
No.
He came into the building for team meetings at 1:30. Pat Kraft pulled him to the site at 1:15. Gave him 15 minutes to talk to people, had the team meeting, and he was out.
Oh, that's cool.
It happened on Sunday. Yeah, he came in for the 1:30 team meeting.
Yeah.
Pat Kraft caught him 15 minutes early, said, hey, pulling the plug, you're done. Talked to his guys, and that was that. That's what James Franklin said on game day on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you lose at home like that, that probably, it's all right. That's it. I see it enough. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Is there any good way to do it though? If it was at 12, would that have been fine? I mean, you probably would have liked it a little bit. You know what I mean? Because everybody's reeling from the loss. You probably like to. They're getting ready for next week.
Is that one that you call the head coach into your office, or you go to his office for? Because I feel like you call him into your office, it feels like okay, he knows what's coming. But if you have that rhythm of hey, I'm going to check in your office.
Yeah,
I don't know if that softens the blow.
I think you got to. I'm sure the decision was made before 12.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I got to get a hold of you.
Well, Kraft said it was made Saturday night, but he wanted to sleep on it to be double sure.
Well, you woke up at a reasonable time.
Right.
So I got to get a hold of you as soon as I wake up. Hey, that's why I slept on it, man. I just got to let you know.
I'll see you at the office. It'll be close enough.
I guess there ain't no right way. Anyways, that's a lot, man. We're going to see next week what next week holds. We are now officially on the Northwestern. Right?
Mm-hmm. They just turned.
Yeah. So it's on and popping, man.
Well, it's not fully turned. You still got to hear from the coordinators regarding Minnesota tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think they'll just answer it would be business as usual. They understand the business. They're all veterans. Yeah. Any angst, they already had meetings about that. They'll be all right. So, anyways, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, old school. We'll holler at you.